Wow, I hope you're excited. Woo! Hey, we've got a replay we're putting out there, Pat. We'll definitely get all that out. But hey, listen, you're going to want to listen tonight because, man, I'm telling you right now, it's been since I promoted the 1% when we did this automotive syndication. I've been this excited because straight up, man, we dug down and we're on to something here, and you're going to hear it right now tonight. Do not miss this. I'm telling you, you got to listen to me. What's up, brother? Hey, Terry. Good to see you. We got a state champion swim coach with us. Tell me where you're from. Let me see where you're from. I want to see how many people are from somewhere I want to visit that I haven't been. Pat, where are you staying from? Where are you coming in from? We got a new roofer guy. I had a guy hit me up with 11,000 roofer list today, by the way, Gene. We got to talk about that. Olympic swim coach. That's what I'm talking about. Arlington, Texas. Hey, Renee, how you doing? San Diego. That's what I'm talking about. Mr. Tudor, thank you for seeing you again. Mr. Bannister, Ottawa, Canada. Had a nice phone conversation with you last week, man. Good dude. Thank you so much. Jason Boyd, good to see you again, man. Kevin, what's up, brother? Man, I see a bunch of familiar names on here. Todd, what's going on, buddy? Carl, Dean, Pat, Denise. Man, a bunch of people on here. This thing's going to sell out tonight. I'm going to tell you that right now. Hey, Greg, what's up, brother? Emerald Coast. There you go. Hey, so Big Mike, what's up, buddy? Army guy in Maryland, nice. But you're stationed in Georgia. Are you down in Benning? Are you up in Dahlonega? What are you doing? Hey, we got London, we got Sacramento. Good, nice. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. So I've had a guy that's been on my list for a long time, man, and you know, he's just a good old guy, man, and he reached out to me, and we started talking. He started telling me some stuff he had, and I was like, brother, this is bottled lightning, man. Seriously, it's straight up bottled lightning. And I'm like, I want to hear more about it. Some of you might have known or heard about him, but he goes by Brian Scott Powell. And dude, he's strong. He goes, but man, I'm working with another guy that you got to hear. And I go, let me hear him. And so I listened to this guy named Kenny Cannon. And man, y'all know who's a closer? Who's a closer in this room right now? Me, right? I'm a sales guy. Dude, I started listening to Kenny Cannon. I thought, oh Lord, Sid done found his brother, his long lost brother, and he likes to fish too. I'm in love, right? So I fell in love with this guy, and we started talking and seeing some stuff, and it was so cool what they're going to show you tonight that I said, man, I got to get my babe in. I got to get Jean Kalinda, my mama, my internet mama in, and I called her up and she's like, I trust you, you know, like, you know, she's being all sweet because she was all so busy doing her stuff, and I'm like, man, you're gonna have to see it. Well, she's here with us too, right? So listen, let me tell you something.
I'm here all day long.
What's up, babe?
I did go through all the course.
Yes, of course.
Kenny and Scott gave it to me. I've been through it. I'm excited to implement it, and I'm happy that you thought enough of me to ask me to invite my friends too. So there you go.
I can't think of anybody else I would have asked, Gene. You're the one and only for this, man. For me, anyways. That's just me, though.
Cool.
Yeah, seriously. And I've never known you not go through a course. Are you kidding me? Like,
yeah,
she went through the literature of the course, the punctuation, and read the course and tried it all out.
I didn't send any. I didn't send any edits. I
love it, man. Hey, we're gonna get started, man. Hey, Walt, what's going on, buddy? That's fine, man. Hey, listen. Here's the truth. Listen to me. I mean, and I don't have to tell you this, but I'm going to go through it because it's something we got to say. So there's no chit chat. You know what I mean, Walt? Here's the deal. Get rid of all your distractions because you're going to want to listen to what you have. And Kenny's fast and efficient, and you got to keep up. I'm telling you right now, I've not been this excited in a couple of years. So hear it out, okay? All right, let's rock and roll. All right. Hey, Gene, if you want to say anything, and then Kenny, if you're on here with us, let's rock and roll. Let's get going.
No, I think people are ready to get started. So let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So first of all, thanks, Sid and Jeannie, for having us on here tonight. You guys are going to want to have a notebook and a pen handy because I'm not a slide reader, by the way. I'm not going to just read to you the whole night. Most of the stuff that you're going to learn here tonight is going to be me just talking. So you're going to want to definitely write a lot of the stuff down. You guys have been looking at this slide now for a couple minutes, so we'll just fast forward real quick. What we're going to be talking about tonight is how to build a $10,000 per month business in under 30 days by giving away a free service that you don't even have to sell or provide. So how to build a $10,000 per month business. You can add on to anything, by the way. We're going to talk about that in a little bit as well. So I know a lot of you are from the Roofer Roundup crowd, which is awesome. This is something that you can just slide right in the back of that and add monthly recurring revenue to that business model. And again, all you're going to have to do is give away a free service. We're going to go through everything here tonight for you. All right, so part 2 of the training. It's going to scare some people. So everybody take a deep breath, a little Xanax hit, whatever you got to do. I'm going to show you exactly how to close up to 80% of the prospects on the very first call. But here's the thing. When I do this, I want whoever is in this room that doesn't believe that that's possible to raise your hand, open up your microphone, and challenge anything that I say. Okay, anything. So if I tell you I can get through any gatekeeper, I want you to raise your hand, open up your microphone, and say, "Oh, you're not going to get over this one." Or I hear I don't have the money. Okay, well, raise your hand, open up the microphone, I'll teach you how to get over it. Okay, so I want you to challenge everything that I have to say. I'm going to show you how to close 80% of the people you talk to on the very first call. And again, if you don't believe that's possible, open up your microphone and we will hash it out together. That's part 2 of the call. And as part, part 2.5, we'll call it. My buddy Scott's going to come on. He's going to talk directly about the roofing industry. Because he has a client in the roofing industry. I don't know the exact numbers behind it, so I'll let him fill all that data in for you. But he brought the company from like 200 grand to like $600,000 in new business in like 6 months or something from doing exactly what we're going to be talking about tonight. So he's going to go through that whole story for you guys as well. These are some of the results that we saw from the last training session that we did. $132,600 right there in that account. $29,000 in one of our PayPal accounts there. Quick question before we get started. This is a big one. When you're providing services to businesses, there's only one result thereafter. What do you think that is? Now, you could type it in the box over on the side. I can't see what you're writing, so I'm not going to answer you. But if you want to answer that question yourself, you can. I'm going to give you the answer in a second. But the bottom line is, what do you think it is? When you're providing services to businesses, there's only one result that they are after. It's why they buy the Yellow Pages ad. It's why they buy the SEO. It's why they buy the web design, why they wrap their trucks in the vinyl wrap with the stupid logo on the side. It's why they do those things. What do you think that is? The answer to the question is they're all there to make more money. They do those things to make more money.
Believe in money, Kenny. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's all about making more money. So what happens is when I train a lot of people on how to sell SEO or web development or graphic design or whatever it is, they go in and they're talking to a plumber, right? And they sit down with the plumber and they say, "Oh, well, Panda, Penguin, and backlinking and HTTPS you need now." And the plumber's like, "Dude, I fix toilets for a living. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about." When I go in there, I'm like, "I have broken pipes. You can fix them. Let's bring those two things together. And if I could bring you broken pipes and you can fix them, we'll love each other forever." Does that sound fair? And I close deals like that all day long because I cut out all the BS and I just focus on the one thing that they need and want and desire, which is more money. So when we're providing services to businesses, that's what they're all after, and we're going to cut out all the other stuff. So if I were to show you a way where you can give away a free service that you didn't have to provide, and you got paid $97 per month every time somebody signed up, how many would you give away? I'll say that again. If I showed you a way where you can give away a free service that you didn't have to provide and you got paid $97 per month every time somebody signed up, how many would you give away? Keep that to yourself, maybe write it on a piece of paper or whatever, and then we'll get back to that at the end. So within the next hour or so, I'm going to show you exactly how to get a minimum of 10 new free service, quote unquote, clients per week that pay you $97 per month, and you're not going to have to personally sell anything to anyone ever or provide any of the services. So a minimum of 10 new free service clients per week that pay you $97 per month. You don't have to do any of the selling, and you don't have to do any of the providing at all. And if you stay till the end, I'm going to give you the exact sales presentation that I use to sell my consulting packages for $10,000 per month. So what is the free service method? First of all, it's based on results instead of time. I built a relatively large consulting company, started it in 2007. It's still in business now, but we're transitioning it over into something completely different. But the bottom line is, what ended up happening was I had 43 clients that were paying me a lot of money, and I was making a ton of money doing it, but I had no calendar space whatsoever. I couldn't do anything. And I was kind of like, I couldn't close any more deals because I didn't have any more room on my calendar, and I hadn't had no free time. So it was like I was pretty miserable. So I decided to make a switch in the middle of last year, and I ended up driving up and down the East Coast, kind of flipping all of my clients over into this results-based model, which we're going to be talking about tonight on this call. It also creates instant time freedom. Money is the most important thing in the world. You can argue with me if you'd like to. You'll lose, but you can argue, you could try. But the bottom line is money is the most important thing in the world. It's more important than anything else. And the only reason why that is true is because it buys time. The more money you have, the more time you can buy. Okay, now you can take that any way you want, but the bottom line is if you have more money, you can hire more people. If you have more money, you can hire the babysitter. If you have more money, you can send your kids to better schools. If you have more money, you just buy more free time for yourself. And that's really why we're all here. It's the time and the freedom that the money buys that we're really after. The free service model also builds an asset that grows in value over time. I see a lot of people, and this drives me absolutely insane. Well, you'll go on, like, I'm not going to mention any names, but a guy who might have started a wine blog and talks a lot and says the F word every 5 seconds. You'll watch his video, and then it's all about building your personal brand, right? It's about building your personal thing online. Well, here's the problem, and I want you to really think about this, okay? Tony Robbins, everybody loves Tony Robbins. I love Tony Robbins, right? Unleash the Power Within seminar does not go down if Tony Robbins gets hit by a bus. It's over. It's done, right? The books still sell, the recordings still sell, but the main deal is over. Why? Because he built a personal brand. Now I'm just talking about that one, but he has a lot of different businesses, right, that he's involved in. But the point is, if you build a business that's just about you and there's nothing else attached to it, you can't sell it, because if you don't come along with it, the business is dead. And that's what happened with my consulting company. It was like, yeah, I could sell it, but I would have to go with it because I do the consulting calls, I do close the deals, I do everything, right? So if I'm not there, the business is over. So the results-based model builds an asset that grows in value that's sellable over the course of time. It creates instant cash flow, and no matter where you are now, where you've come from, or what you've done in the past, what you've tried and quote unquote failed at, anybody, and this is what attracted me to this particular model. Anybody can do this. I don't care what you've done. If you just listen to some basic instructions, it's very, very simple to do. And I'm going to give you the instructions right here tonight on the call. So that's a picture of me and my aunt. I always tried to squeeze her into one of my calls, and she's actually in this one twice. One of the top sales and negotiation specialists in the world. Not my aunt, that's me. She worked at a deli her whole life. Started my career at some of the infamous stock firms here on Long Island. If you saw some of the movies recently, or the one movie recently, I actually worked at that place when I was 15 years old, and ended up working with those individuals all the way through the mortgage business in 2005, left the business, then I went into the car business and stayed there for a year, got fired, started my consulting company, and on and on and on. Negotiated everything from international trade deals to legal settlements and exits. A lot of people come to me when they're trying to sell their business or a portion of their business, or trying to get funding for a company, which I don't really agree with, but they come to me for those reasons, and I help them do that. It's not often, but it does happen, every once in a while. Started my consulting company here in New York in 2007. At the height of my consulting company, we had 42 employees all across the world, and it's no coincidence that we also had the same amount of clients. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But as I was running out of calendar space, one of the ways that I tried to kind of ease that pain was every time I close a deal, I'd hire another outsourcer to kind of work that deal as best they possibly could. And it became a nightmare. And we'll talk about that a little bit. Worked on a consulting basis with companies such as Hyundai USA, mainly the dealerships, not the company themselves. Toyota, every major car brand that you could think of, pretty much, training their salespeople, stuff like that. A lot of their internet stuff I helped them with. Subway restaurants, Geico, trained all the Geico salespeople at the Long Island office in Woodbury, and many small to medium-sized businesses as well. And I work with some of the top internet marketers in the world. My first webinar I ever did actually was in Mike Filsaine's office. It's a little crazy story, but the guy, basically, I was working in his office. I was friends with him in the car business. He walked in, he had a huge whiteboard. I was sitting in the conference room. He drew out like 10 boxes on the whiteboard. He's like, "You're going to do that Wednesday." I'm like, "What is it?" He's like, "It's called a webinar." He's like, "Just show up here at 9. I'm like, "Okay." And he had all the slides for me and everything, and I just read them basically, and that's pretty much it. So that was the first, and we stayed friends. He lives in San Diego now. We still talk every once in a while. But that's where I got my start in the whole internet thing. And the bottom line, the most important thing on this slide, I don't want to go on and on about myself. I sell stuff every day of my life, and I have since I'm 15 years old. Okay, that's all I do. That's all I'm good at. That's all I know how to do. And I'm lucky enough to understand that it's also the most important thing in business. You're not going to find me wasting time building a website or wasting time on Fiverr looking for the perfect logo or any of that stuff. I don't design t-shirts and get the ping pong table in the office. That's a waste of time. That's you avoiding what you know you should be doing because you feel like you're making yourself busy or keeping yourself busy. I don't design letterheads. I'm prospecting cold every single day. And, you know, that's a big advantage for someone like you who's on a training call with me, because you can say, well, the secretary said this to me. How do I get through that? And I can answer that question for you because I heard it this morning, not 10 years ago, like the New York Times bestselling author of the sales book. I heard it 3 hours ago, and I hear it every day. So I can overcome literally any objection that you have, not because I'm better than anybody else, because I do it more than everybody else. And I do it every single day. And the best of the best of the best, no matter what industry it is, you can pick a sport, golf, hockey, football, whatever. They do it every day. And that's why they're at the top of their game. Okay. So that's why, again, in part 2, I'm willing to open up the lines and anyone can say anything they want, and I will be able to overcome any objection that you have. So if you have any problem with that, say it and we'll hash it out, and maybe we'll get into a little bit of a battle and it'll be fun. So after doing this for 9 years, I wanted to come up with something where you can add it to any business and also use it to start a new one. Like I said before, for those of you who bought the Roofer Roundup program, which is amazing, you can add this to that. So this is not something different that you have to do on your own or separate or whatever. You can just add what we're talking about here right to the back of that, and it's going to just work together perfectly. If you're someone who is brand new and you don't have anything and you've never done anything before, that's fine too, because you could pick up from nothing and start from scratch right from where you are. So everything that I do is like that, by the way. I always try to look for stuff and create stuff that, you know, can be added to something that someone's currently doing, whether it's an SEO company that they own or a Facebook ad agency. I own a Facebook ad agency as well. So like if you own a company like that, you can add this to it, or you could start from scratch and just run with it. The free service method, in my opinion, is the only way to provide offline services in today's marketplace. These people get hammered every single day by calls after calls after calls and emails and Facebook messages and everything else. You have to stand out, and this gives you a way to do that. You could do it without having to sell anything to anybody ever. In fact, we don't want you to sell anything to anybody ever because you're probably not good enough at it to do it. And you know, we'll talk about that, but that's just the bottom line. You're not, and you'll learn throughout this call. I know a lot of you have never really experienced me before. I'm very cut, dry, to the point. I don't BS. I don't beat around the bush. It is what it is. Like if I hear you on the phone and you suck, I'm not going to pat you on the back, tell you everything's going to be okay. That's just going to hurt you. I'm going to tell you you're terrible, and then we're going to fix it. So the bottom line is we don't really want you to have to sell anything because you're probably not that good at it. And what's the point of trying to teach you when there's ways where you can do it without actually having to sell anything to anybody? It's much easier if you could do that. You're never attached to the business. It also creates a sellable asset, like I said. So I discovered this the hard way. We're going to explain some of that stuff so you can avoid it. But basically, this call is about cutting all of that out so that you just get the good stuff, you get the easy stuff, and you don't have to go through all the stuff that I went through. So the hard way, you prospect like crazy on the telephone, and I still do that because I love it, and it's the best way to drum up business, in my opinion. But that's what I did for years, and I still do it today. Sales process could take up to 8 months. The longest deal I ever had was just under 2 years, and that was Borders Books. I called them for probably about, I would say, 22 months in a row, and they ended up going out of business before I closed the deal. But I was not giving up. I was going to continue to call them until I got, I got the deal done, and they ended up going out of business. And that took a very long time because I had to start from my local store and become friends with the district manager and all the way up the chain. And I got the direct number to the president of the company. And I called him every single week, and they ended up going out of business. So the sales process took forever. I spent 8 to 10 hours a day on calls with clients. I sold the deal. I did the consultation calls. I answered the support emails. I had zero free time, and I eventually ran out of room on my calendar. And that's a problem because, again, money is the most important thing in the world because it buys time. And if you're in a situation where you have money, but you don't have time, you become miserable. And that's kind of where I was. The hard way works, but the bottom line is most people are unwilling to do it. Here's like the example that I like to give people, okay? I can make anyone in the world highly successful. It's not that hard for me to do that. But what's required of you is this. You have to sit next to me, okay? I'm going to give you a stack of 1,000 leads. I'm going to give you a piece of paper, and I'm going to hold an AK-47 to your temple and make you dial the phone and read the piece of paper. If you do that, you're going to be successful. There's no doubt about it, okay? Because when I was 15 years old and I first got on the phone, that's basically the situation that I was in. Now, I didn't have a gun to my head, but I would have gotten ridiculed. I would have gotten thrown out of the office. I would have gotten made fun of if I wasn't dialing the phone like everybody else. So it's not that it's difficult. It's that most people are just not willing to do what it takes in order to get to where you need to go. And part of that, I'm going to be completely honest with you, part of that is, I'm not going to say our fault. I'm going to say my fault. Part of that is my fault. And when I say my fault, I'm talking about the internet marketing community. Because there's a lot of people out there that you go on Facebook and you see the Ferrari picture and you see, oh, I'm sipping, a drink on the beach all day. And that's not how business is built. And if you haven't realized that yet, you might want to try a couple of those programs first and then come back here later on. If you still think it's possible to work 20 minutes a day and sit on the beach all day in front of a yellow Ferrari and take videos and all that stuff, that just doesn't happen, okay? It doesn't happen. You're never going to see that stuff from me. It's not realistic, and it doesn't happen. So again, the hard way works, but most people are unwilling to do it. You're attached to your desk for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And the most important thing for me, like I was talking about before, what if you theoretically and realistically drop dead, right? What if you say, I want to retire, I want to do something else? Well, if you're the sales guy, if you're the consultation guy, if you're the provider, if you're the preserver, if you do all the stuff in the business and you want to retire, what happens? That business is over, right? I have a very good friend of mine who owns a painting company. Actually, let me rephrase that. I have a very good friend of mine who decided to start a job for himself by painting people's houses. He doesn't own a business, right? If he decides to stop painting houses, his business is over. If he's not putting a brush to a wall, he's not making any money. And we want to prevent that as much as we possibly can. So if you, and realistically, right? Like in the real world, if you walk out to your mailbox and you get hit by a mail truck, you have a problem. Your business is over. Your kids can't do anything with it. Nobody can do anything with it. So we have to create something that's not attached directly to us, that's bigger than ourselves, so that it grows in value over time. You look at the richest people in the world. I'm not saying you're going to be on that list, but if you look at those people, almost all of them have made a substantial portion of their income from exiting at some point. Now, a lot of the people, you look at like Mark Zuckerberg, right? He still runs Facebook, but a lot of the money that he made is from what? Stock in Facebook, right? Selling it and all that kind of stuff. That's where his value is. So that's partially an exit, right? That's what we talk about. So he's able to do that because Facebook is bigger than him. Now that's a big, huge example, but if you build an SEO company or whatever, and you're doing the search engine optimization, that's a problem. You need to have other people doing it so that the company is bigger than you. So if you want the easy way that doesn't require you to sell anything or provide any services and creates time freedom in the process, just type a 1 in the chat box and we're going to get going with it. So results are not typical. I have to say this slide, even though I hate it, because like the CIA is probably listening to this or whatever. And I have an Alexa in my house now, which is creeping me out every single day. But we're going to go through everything you need to know. Bottom line is this, guys. Results are not typical, but a typical person is not listening to me talk at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night. The typical people aren't here. You're watching like Dancing with the Athletes or whatever, and you're voting for an hour after all that. That's what typical people do. Typical people are not on a webinar at 8 o'clock at night on a Tuesday. So results are not typical, but I don't believe that typical people are here. If you are one of those people that watch American Idol for 17 hours a day, then I don't know, maybe you're in the wrong place. All right, so the 3 rules. Number 1, I can make more money in a day giving away results than I can in a month selling anything else. That creates financial freedom, or what we call income freedom, the ability to take any product or service directly to the marketplace without being attached to a job or a boss, okay? Very important that you learn how to do that. We're gonna teach you how to do that tonight. I don't have to personally be involved in the business at all if I don't wanna be. That creates time freedom, and I only need 10 or so leads per week to make 5 figures per month. Okay, so rule number 1, let's break this down. I can make more money in a day giving away results than I can in a month selling anything else. That's me and my sister's there in our suite at the Barclays Center. That's my aunt again. She's in it again twice. That's her first hockey game at 90 years old. She didn't get a puck though. That's what it said on the sign. Please give me a puck. She didn't get one. That's me and my daughter going to California. Okay, so question for you. You're in a brand new area. You have no idea where you are, and your husband or your wife or your brother or your sister or whoever, pick somebody, is in the car with you and they say, I want Chinese food. So you look up on your phone and you look for the closest Chinese food place. And these are the two that come up. It's Wild Rice and King Chef. Which one do you choose? Wild Rice on the left or King Chef on the right? Most of you are going to choose Wild Rice. Why? Because Wild Rice has 55 reviews and they have a 4.7 star average. King Chef has 21 reviews and they have a 3.0 average. Pretty basic, right? Most of you are going to choose the one on the left. So Bright Locals, a company, did a survey in 2007. 85% of customers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. The second bullet point there on the screen. 85% of customers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. The number one question that I get from my clients, and I'm sure a lot of you have this same question as well, is how do I get referrals, right? You're doing the Roofer Roundup program. You go and you close a roofing company. What do? What do you want from that person? After you get that business, what do you want? You want that person to refer you to somebody else, right? One of their friends or one of their, someone in an organization that they're in or whatever. You want to get referrals from those people. Why? Because referrals are very easy to close, right? We know that. Family, number one, they're a nightmare to deal with, so don't ever sell to your family. But family's number one, referrals are number two. Okay, so if 85% of people view online reviews as much as, or value online reviews as much as a personal recommendation, what does that mean? That means if you have good reviews on Google, on Yelp, on DealerRater for the car dealership people that we work with, whatever, Home Advisor, whatever it is, Zillow for the real estate people, if you have good reviews on those platforms, the people that are coming into your office are like people that are coming in that were referred by their friend or their family or whatever. Okay, so it's very, very important for these businesses to understand these numbers, because what happens is they go out and they buy the SEO package. They go out and they buy Facebook ads. They go out and they buy a new logo, a new website, whatever it is, and they're not seeing the result that they're after, which is what we talked about at first, money coming in, right? And then what happens is the SEO guy is like, dude, listen, I'm doing my job. I'm bringing you in more traffic, and it must be a sales process issue, or it must be a product issue, or whatever. Something else is going on. The bottom line is if the reviews aren't there first, all the other stuff doesn't matter, right? It's worthless. It's not even worth doing. So 85% of customers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. So what if we were to bring the figurative prospect from 3.1 on the left to 4.5 on the right? And what if we were able to do that in 30 days or less completely for free? So I'm going to run through this quickly one more time so you understand. I walk into King Chef, right? What I did to you is I just basically presented the offer to you so you understand exactly how I sell it. Okay, now I went a little long on the whole 85% thing, but that's basically exactly how I sell it. So I walk into King Chef. I say, hey, King Chef, what's going on, man? He's like, hey, what's going on? I said, listen, look at these two pictures. Which one would you choose? Would you choose Wild Rice or would you choose King Chef? Now, obviously, you're the king, so you own the place. So let's not be biased here. Honestly, which one would you choose? If you had to choose, you didn't know either one. Which one would you choose? They all choose the one on the left. Then I say, yeah, I get it, because 85% of people trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. So obviously you want referrals, right? Like if a family member recommends somebody, that's a good person to have. Yeah, of course, right? They all agree to that. So then what I say to them is, what if I'm able to get 85% of the people that walk through your door to be like someone who was referred by their mom, brother, cousin, uncle, sister, aunt, whatever? They love it, right? Then what I say is, okay, so how about we get you from the 3-star average that you're at now to the 4.7 average that your competitor is at, and I'll do it in under 30 days, and I won't charge you anything for it. Okay, now here's the bottom line. Say no to that offer. You can't. You can't. And if you can open up your microphone later on and you can tell me. But the bottom line is you can't. And there's another thing too that's very important to us. Everything that we do is real reviews from real customers. We don't sell reviews to anybody. We don't hire people to type reviews for other people. We don't do that. Everything that we do is 100% legit according to Google's terms of service and all the terms of services of the companies that we work with. Everything that we do. That's very, very important that our prospects and customers know that. All right, so rule number one, this is like a compare and contrast of the two models, right? Consulting or old school, like SEO, whatever it is, $3,000 package, sales process last month, 10 hours of setup and constant optimization. This is basically how my business was built. 2 hours per month of advice time, and the max you could sell by yourself and stay sane at the same time is around 5. I had 43 clients, but I also had an outsourcer for every single one of them. Plus, I had a manager that ran the whole office over in Punjabi, India. But the bottom line is, if you're going to do it yourself and only you're not going to hire other people, the max you could do is around 5. Now, the new way, and to be fair, both of these are recurring revenue as well. So the $3,000 is $3,000 per month, just like the $97 result is on this page. So $97 result is recurring, but $3,000 is as well. The sales process is literally minutes. You just heard it. And sometimes it could be like seconds. Like, it's really the easiest thing in the world. 0 hours of setup time lasts forever. 0 hours of advice time, which means I could sell as much as I want. Remember before I told you I'm on the phone every day selling stuff? I could sell this as much as I want. I literally sell it to these people and I never talk to them again. I give them a free trial of something. I get paid $97 a month every time someone signs up, and I don't ever have to speak with them ever again in my life. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, right? It's pretty obvious. $3,000 a month or 97, the 3,000 is a lot more attractive, right? But if I can only sell 5 or 6 or maybe even 10 of the 3,000, and I could bang away all day at the $97 number, I'm going to take the one that I could just bang away at all the time, because now I'm not constricted by the days and the hours of my calendar. I could do it when I want to do it, and I could sell as much as I want. And I'm growing something that's bigger than me, so I could sell it at a later time. 80% of the people I talk to that are qualified buy from me. And again, we're going to go through that in part number 2. And the asset grows in value over time, like I talked about before. So everyone has the same fear that no one will ever buy the product from them or the service from them. And, most people will tell you, oh, we all had that fear and you'll get over it. Just got to do it, right? Take action, take action, take action, right? You just got to do it. I'm going to tell you that you're probably right. Most people won't. Most people won't buy a $97 a month product from you. Most people won't buy a $5,000 product from you. Most people won't buy $10,000 a month from you. Whatever it is that you're selling, they probably won't buy it. Okay, no matter what it is. I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. But the bottom line is that they will buy the result. They will buy the result. And if you look at other industries, it's the same thing, right? Nobody buys the visit to the dentist. They buy the relief they get after the wisdom tooth is pulled. Make sense, right? Nobody buys the doctor visit. They buy feeling better after they leave. Okay, so they're not buying the thing from you, and they never will, but they will buy the result. When I sold cars, I know Sid still sells cars. I think he sold cars for a while. So did Scott. When you sell a car, people are buying that. They're taking home the engine and the tires and the transmission and everything else. But what they're buying is the feeling that they get from the new car. When I used to sell cars, I used to tell people all the time, what do you think your neighbor's going to think when you pull up with a brand new car with a big red bow in the front? That was like one of my best closes ever, because it's about the feeling that they get. It's the result that they want. That's what they're after. So you're probably right. They won't buy the product or service from you, but they will buy the result. And that's why we only focus on selling results. We don't focus on selling anything else or talking about anything else, because all the other stuff's meaningless. Rule number 2, I don't have to personally be involved in the business at all if I don't want to be, and that creates time freedom. That's my mom doing yoga on a plane. I don't know why I put that image. Should be out of here because it's stupid, but I just think it's hysterical because the guy, you can't really see the guy on the other side of the plane, but he's staring at her like she's crazy. And that other picture there is the Ronald Reagan Library. It's just like one of my favorite places. It's awesome. If you're ever in Northern, or actually Southern California, Yorba Linda is the town. If you're ever over there, you should check it out because it's awesome. That's my daughter with I don't know, some police department. I don't. She takes pictures with police officers all the time. I don't know where that was though. I think it's in Santa Monica maybe, or somewhere out there. And that's a picture of me fishing in South Carolina. I sell all the time because I love it, not because I have to. And that is really, really important for you to understand. Okay. If you have to be doing it, you are too vital to the business. I'm not saying in the beginning. In the beginning, you're the entrepreneur. You do everything you got to do to get it done, right? That's the bottom line. But after a while, you got to start transitioning out of that. You got to start building something, bigger than yourself. And luckily here with this model, we have something that right from the start is bigger than you. So you don't have to worry about that initial phase of the I have to do everything, phase. You don't have to worry about that here because right from the start, you have instant time freedom. You have instant cash flow. You don't have to worry about all that stuff. So you should never have to be on the phone selling stuff. You should be building your business, and you're probably not good enough, like I said before. And again, I don't like to BS around. I don't like to tell you everything's going to be okay. I don't like to just hope that a picture in front of somebody else's private plane is going to get you to buy whatever I'm selling, because it's probably not. You're too smart for that. You're probably not good at selling stuff. I mean, you're probably not. Maybe you're afraid of it. Maybe you don't want to do it, right? I don't know. But the bottom line is, why talk about it all the time? And why try to work that all up if you're not willing to do it and you're not good enough at it? There are people out there like me who love to sell stuff. We are good at it. And if you set up the right deal, we'll sell it for you all day long and not even say a word. And you don't have to do anything. Okay. And that's really what we're going to be talking about for the rest of the way here. And if you do that, you become the business. If you're the guy on the phone all the time, if you're the guy doing the consultation calls, if you're the guy providing and preserving, we talk about 5 things: prospect, pitch, close, provide, preserve. If you're doing all 5 of those things, you are the business, and there's no exit there. You can't sell it unless you come along with it. People never cost us money. Everyone is connected to revenue. So when I hire somebody, I don't care who they are or what they do. They are connected to revenue in some way, shape, or form. This is going to sound harsh, but it's business. It is what it is. If you charge me $1,000 a month for your whatever you do, whether it's a Facebook ad guy that I hire or a salesman, whatever it is, if you cost me $1,000 a month and you bring in 500, you're fired on that day. Done. I don't care who you are. I don't care about your kids. I don't care about your wife. I don't care about anything. If you bring me in 1,000, if you cost me 1,000, you bring in 500, you're done. You cost me 1,000, you bring in 1,500. I don't care what you do after the office is closed. You could be shooting people up in the mall. It doesn't matter. If you bring in more than you charge me, you have a job for life. It's just that simple. Everybody is connected to revenue in some way, shape, or form. I can measure it. Okay, and that's vital. If you can't measure it, you have a big problem. And they're expertly trained. By me, of course. I don't want to brag, but it is what it is. The experiment that always fails. People bring in a lot of leads. They hire great salespeople. Salespeople do their thing. 0 sales come in. Why does that fail? Why does that fail? I have people tell me all the time, I hired this guy who was a great life insurance salesman, and now I brought him in my SEO company, and he's going to sell my SEO. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. Most people are product-based salespeople. Most people, meaning they can sell cars very well. Or they could sell mortgages very well. They could sell stock very well. They could sell insurance very well. But if you take the car lady or the car guy and put them in a mortgage office, they're lost, right? Or you take the insurance guy and you put them in the real estate office, they don't know what to do, right? So instead, what we do, and this is just the way that I was trained when I was younger, what we do is we hire great people and build them into the salespeople that we want them to be. That's the way that we build our business, okay? So when I'm hiring salespeople, I'm looking at people in Walmart. I'm looking at people in McDonald's and all that stuff. I'm looking for a specific attitude or a way that they carry themselves. I'm not looking for someone who's a great closer. I don't want a closer. That's like everybody talks about that. Oh, I'm a master closer. Okay, good. If you're a master closer, then I don't need you. You know what I need? I need someone who can bring me in qualified leads all day. I need someone who's not afraid to go out and talk to people. I don't want someone who's going to take all the qualified leads and just say, oh, you want to use Visa or MasterCard? Like, that's easy to do. I don't need that. What I need is someone who can cold prospect. I need prospectors. I don't want closers. I want prospectors. So I look for people with the attitude that can fit that type of job. Then I train them up really well on very simple scripts that I give them, and then I just have them go at it, and they do very, very well. So again, as we go through tonight, we'll talk more about that, and I'll answer any question you have about that. It's very simple to do. but it's pretty basic stuff. All right, so you only need about 10 or so leads per week to have a 5-figure per month business. So here's how it works. We pick a target, we give them the service for free, you provide nothing ever, you let the service do the selling for you, and that's pretty much it. Okay, that's basically how it works. So let me just run through that really quickly one more time. So we're gonna pick a target, okay? The thing that we do is we do reviews. That's what we do. And the reason why we do reviews is because without them, your business is basically worthless on the internet. It's just that simple, right? You could do SEO, you could do anything you want. If you have a 2-star rating on Google, no one's going to go to your store. I mean, listen, if you question that in any way, go on Amazon, look at your last 10 purchases. You bought the stuff that you bought because the reviews were good. You wouldn't have bought the pillows you bought if the reviews sucked. You wouldn't have bought the mouse pad you bought if the reviews sucked. You wouldn't have bought, you know, your dog's leash if it was bad. The stuff that you buy, you're looking at the rating on the thing before you buy it. I mean, it's just that simple. Everybody does it, okay? And the same thing happens in a pizza place or a Chinese restaurant or a nail salon or a hair salon or whatever. So that's why we do what we do, okay? So what we do when we pick a target is we look for companies that have bad or no reviews. And then we basically give them the service and we tell them, listen, like I said before, compare and contrast, right? Your competitor has 40 reviews. You have none. Which one would you choose if you didn't know anything about either company? Which one would you choose? The 40-star guy or whatever, right? Every single time. Okay, so how about we take you from where you are now to maybe not 40, that's a lot in 30 days, but how about we go from 0 to between 17 to 20 in the next 30 days? And I'll do it for free. That's it. Very simple. It's really not all that complicated, right? That's the whole entire deal. That's kind of how it works. And then we let the service do the selling for us. So I don't have to go in there and hammer them over the head, even though I love to do that. That's just how I'm built. That's how I was trained. That's how I was bred in my whole entire life. That's the way that I was brought up in business. I like to be the guy who hunts for the no. If I get laydowns all day, I get bored. I like getting into the argument. I like the fight. I like the deep battle that goes 25 rebuttals deep. I like that stuff, right? But here we don't have to do that because the service does the selling for us. If I give it away for free and they get 15 reviews in 30 days, they're paying me forever. It's just that simple. And I'm going to go into the actual numbers behind that in a second, but they literally pay us forever after they start. All right, so what I want to do is I want to do some math here, but I'm going to ask Sid or Scott or somebody to come on and take some of these questions for me while I set this up, because it's going to take me a second or two to get this up.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I can answer any questions that may be. Let me get it up there. Let's see. Not a lot of questions. Most people were just saying hello and answering stuff. Is there any individual questions? Is there a yes, there is a replay that we're getting out, of course, always. Let's see what else. Be honest with you, man, there's not a whole lot of questions, but let's see. I know not, man. All they're doing is really just answering your questions. Everybody said leads. That was good. How do you handle a bad review? And we got just too simple for questions. I agree. It is. It's way simple. It's very simple, stupid. One thing I love what these guys do so well is they do, teach it step by step. You hear it once, man, and you get it, right? I kind of suffer with that sometimes. Sometimes I dive deep enough to make things that basic. I've been working on that myself, but do you have an automated system that you'll be offering? We'll show you that coming up. What platform do you use? Bury it with 10 good ones. I like it. Zach, what if you only have good reviews, but not a lot? Well, that's the case a lot of times, man. So that's why you want to push and create a culture that will create more reviews, right? You want people to know how important it is. I was at NADA doing for reputation when I was the only vendor in the whole place that understood what reputation was. I taught car dealers doing digital stuff before digital was even cool. They were still faxing, stuff. They were technology. You know what I mean? Like we were creating reputation in the early 2000s with the wall of Raven fans, right? So you got to create a culture for it for sure. But man, when you get some really cool, easy, non-combative, slick ways that everybody's going to want to jump in and take advantage, then it just makes your job that much easier in the beginning. At the end, you're handling your rebuttals during your pitch. That's advanced sales, and that's all you're going to hear from Mr. Cannon here. I'm telling you, the dude's advanced. I love it.
You guys can see my screen now again, right?
Oh yeah, we see a Excel.
Yeah. Okay, that I just had to pull that up really quick.
Okay.
And to be completely honest with everyone in the room, I had no idea where it was, but I found it. Okay, so this is something that I require all of my people to do, and I want to show you guys this because for a lot of people, they hear numbers and those numbers seem very out of reach, right? Like, you'll say 10,000 a month or 20,000 a month or 50,000 a month or whatever, and you're like, holy crap, like how am I ever going to do that, right? That's impossible. And the reason why I have all of my people use this calculator, something that I've been using forever, is because it makes those numbers realistic for you and it gives you a very clear goal. So I want to show you how easy this is, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, and we'll go through this in a second, 100% of the people that pay for our service stay. We have 6,000 clients. The company that we work with has 6,000 clients. They've never lost one, okay? But we're not going to put 100% because you're not going to believe that. So we'll do it half of that. We'll do 50% there and 50% here. So that means you're giving away, if you talk to 10 people, you're giving away something for free to 5 of them. That's basically what I'm saying. And then I'm saying that out of those 5, only 2.5 are going to stay, okay? If you charge $97 a month, which is what we recommend, and you want to make $10,000 per month, you have to talk to 21 people a day, one time. Now, you guys have to understand this, okay? If you want to make $10,000 a month, okay, you have to talk to 21 people for 30 days of your life once. Not every day, not for the rest of your life, one time. So $10,000 a month is 30 days away if you're willing to talk to 21 people a day for 30 days. Not 60 days, not 90 days. Now, let's say some of you go crazy and you're like, oh, well, I'll sacrifice 60 days of my life to make a little bit more money. Well, guess what? If you want to talk to 21 people a day for 60 days, now you're at $20,000 a month. Okay, if you want to talk to 21 people for 90 days, $30,000 a month. That's $360,000 a year. That's 1%er money. Most of New York, where I live, is going to hate you, but I'll love you. I mean, I'm still here, right? But that's evil 1% money. Everybody hates us. $360,000 a year by talking to 21 people a day for 90 days, okay? Now, maybe you're not that ambitious. Maybe you just want to pay a car payment or two, right? Or a mortgage or whatever. An extra $2,500 a month, not a lot of money, right? It's just not. It's not going to make you rich. It's not going to make you, you're not going to be on the Forbes list. You're not going to have the Ferraris on Facebook. You might be able to rent one, like most of the people do. You might be able to take pictures in front of other people's planes. You could do that without any kind of income, right? But $2,500 a month, that might pay a mortgage or a car payment or both or whatever. That'll help a lot of people. That'll probably help a lot of people in this room. If I could put $2,500 a month in your pocket extra, that'll help a lot of people, right? Not going to make you rich, but it'll help a lot of people. What you need to do to get to that number is talk to 5 people a day for 30 days. Not forever, for 30 days. And that's the power of building in recurring revenue to any business model that you have, because you only need to do the work one time and it pays you forever. Okay, so if you want to make $2,500 a month, not a lot of money, we all agree, right? But you can talk to 5 people a day and you're going to make $2,500 a month pretty much forever, and we'll go into that in a second. But let's say you're really ambitious, right? Let's say you're crazy and you want to make $50,000 a month. You got to talk to 103 people for 30 days of your life, not forever. For 1 month, you have to talk to 103 people, and you're making $50,000 a year, a month, every single month forever. Now, just to give you some perspective, okay, when I walked into a place called Stratton Oakmont in the late 90s, I was making 800 dials a day by hand. My fingers were dialing a telephone 800 times a day. And I did it for years. Okay, I'm asking you to talk to 103 people. If you want to make 50 grand a month, 103 people for 30 days. Okay, now again, we can break down these numbers however you want. You can do, let's say you want to make $5,000 a month. You got to talk to 10 people. I mean, how lazy can you get? You got to talk to 10 people for 30 days of your life. And again, I'm not asking you to do it forever. I'm asking you to do it for 1 month. 30 days, and you're at $5,000 a month forever. Now, this is really cool. I'm going to give all of you guys a copy of this, because whether you do this model or whatever model you do, you can work these numbers however you want to work them, right? If you charge, let's say you charge $1,500 a month for something, right? Well, you got to talk to one person a day. You make $5 grand a month. Okay, so you can make these numbers whatever you want. You can mess around with it. But what I like, what's so cool about this is we have our daily goal sheet as well. I want people to be focused on the only thing that matters. Please write this down. The only thing that matters is your pipeline. That's it. Done. Nothing else matters. If you have a good product, you have a good service, you have a good support team, the only thing that matters is filling up your pipeline. That's it. Okay. So what I want my people to be focused on is not building websites, not getting logos done, not getting header graphics designed, not getting the t-shirt, made on Teespring or whatever. I want them to focus on contacting 10 people, and all the stuff here transfers over. So if I go here and I say 15 grand a month, that's what I want to make this month, or whatever. I want to make $15,000 a month, right? It's 150 grand. 15,000. There we go. Now it's going to transfer over to here, and my only job is to contact 31 people. Now in my business, that's your job. Okay, 31 people a day. That's your job. So what does that mean? You come into the office at 8 o'clock in the morning, you contact 31 people by 11, you're done. Go to the beach, go to whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want to do. Your only job is to talk to 31 qualified prospects a day, and you will hit that number. Is it going to be exact? No, it's not going to be exact. But could it be 12 grand? Yeah. Could it be 17? Yeah, probably, right? So it's going to be close. It's not going to be exact, but it's going to be close. So the only job is to talk to 31 people a day. $15,000. Everybody in this room, if you're just starting out, right? Everybody in this room, they hear that number like, I'm never going to make that. No, that's just unreachable for me. I'm not at that level. I just want to make $5 grand. I want to make $2,500. I want to make my first $100 sale. It's not out of reach when you do the math. It's just not. It's just simply not out of reach when you do the math. Okay, now I don't know what fields you guys work in or what jobs you had or have right now, whatever. But I'm telling you right now, in the sales profession, 31 contacts a day will get you fired, probably on the first day, right? So this is nothing to people who are in the sales profession. Nothing. 31 people a day, 15 grand a month. And all you have to do is do it for 1 month, 30 days, not asking you to do it forever. You do it for 1 month, and you're going to be making $15,000. Money replenishes itself. You're going to be telling this to your prospects, okay? And you also have to think of it as well. No matter what we do, and believe me, if I could change this, guys, I would do it today. If I was king for a day in the United States of America, this is one thing that I would change. But no matter what you do in this country or the Western society, money's coming into you. No matter what, we can't stop it, right? You get free health care, you get college, you get this, you get that, you get free everything, no matter what you do. If you're homeless in the streets of New York City, you're probably one of the richest 10% of people in the world, or close to it, right? So no matter what you do in the Western world, if you live in Afghanistan, it might be a little bit different, right? Maybe you're getting shot at or whatever. But bottom line is, here in the Western society where we live, You can't stop the money from coming in. If I could stop it, I'm being honest with you. If I could stop it, I'd cut it off because I want to keep more of my money that I make and I earn every day, right? But I can't stop it because I'm not king for a day. But the bottom line is no matter what you do, it's always going to come back. And if you work a 9-to-5 job or you have a business that pays you, that paycheck is going to come in every 2 weeks no matter what. You can't stop it. You just can't stop it. And you're going to be explaining that to your clients, and that's something you have to think of as well. So we've been here for, let's see, about 56 minutes, about an hour so far. And I think we can all agree that it was worth the time that we spent. But we can't cover everything here in an hour-long webinar. Even if I sat with you for a day to set all this up and trained you on how to get these prospects in the door, signed up for the free trials, there'd be no way that I could do it. So what we did was we put all of our minds together and put together a special offer so that you can get everything that you need to know. But before we go into that, don't fall back on old habits. Very, very important, okay? I just laid out for you a very clear plan on a very clear service that literally every business in the world needs. Someone asked before about what about people that have good reviews? Guess what? You can have all the good reviews in the world. If you don't have a process in place to get them and continuously get them, you have a problem. And nobody has that, okay? If you have bad reviews and you don't have a process in place to fix that, you have a big problem, okay? So don't fall back on old habits. I gave you a process that works every single time. I made the numbers realistic for you. 31 people, $15,000 a month. You got to do it for 30 days. Anybody can do anything for 30 days. Anybody can. Doesn't matter, right? Maybe you want to make a little bit less, so you talk to 10 people a day. Whatever it is, you could do it for 30 days. You can make the money that you want to make. You make the decision. You use the calculator. You decide what you want to do. But I'm telling you right now, if you fall back on the old habits and you continue to buy every single Warrior Plus offer that comes into your mailbox because I just got to have the Instagram ninja tactic thing, you're never going to make it. You're not. And I'll tell you, listen, I'll tell you why you're never going to make it. You're never going to make it because I'm the one that's selling you all that stuff for the most part. I write the emails. I write the VSLs. I write the copy. I know everybody in that place. And the bottom line is that most of those products, some of them are great from certain people, but most of those products require so much technological stuff and so much busy work that but before you know it, you're setting it up for 2 weeks, and guess what? You have the same goal as the business owner. You do things because you want to make money, and 2 weeks later you haven't made the money. You're like, this thing doesn't work for me, and you're on to something else. And it's a cycle that you just continuously go through. So you have to break that cycle, and you have to start selling stuff as opposed to being suckered in to the bright, shiny object thing that Scott talks about a lot better than I do. So this is the make money online trap that literally everyone falls into. You don't have to admit it, but either you've fallen into this trap or you're lying. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I fell into it plenty of times. I know Scott has, and he can tell you that story too. And everyone else in here has as well. So you buy a product, system, or whatever you want to call it. You watch the training and you feel like you're doing something because you're watching the training, right? You're filling out forms or whatever, buying a domain name, setting up an autoresponder, stupid stuff that's largely a waste of time. I had a consulting company that was doing well into the 8 figures a year in revenue, and the thing never had a website. People thought I was nuts. I was like, I don't need it. I call people on the phone. What do I need a website for, right? I don't need a website. So it's a waste of time. Most of the stuff that you're doing is a waste of time. Spending days setting it up, weeks setting it up, and then what happens? You move on to something else. Why? Why do you do that? Why do you move on after setting it up for weeks or days or whatever? Because you have the same goal as the first question that I asked you in the beginning of this call. Why do businesses buy services? Because they want to make money. That's the only reason why. Why do you buy the products that you buy from the emails that you get or whatever? Because you want to make money. When you spend 2 weeks setting it up and you haven't made an income yet from the work that you did, you get pissed off and you move on to something else, and it's a cycle that you fall into, right? So this right here is designed to break that cycle. It's a very straightforward process that puts you in front of people and you give something away for free and everything else is off your plate. If you're not profitable in something, instantly get out of it, okay? And I'm telling you that because this product, this system, this model is that. You're profitable from day number 1 here. And if you're not, you don't belong. You should leave. You should leave. It's just that simple. right? If I'm telling you, oh, well, we're not going to be profitable yet, or we're not going to make money yet because we got to split test things and we got to test different headlines and we got to do different graphics and the leads aren't right yet and we got to get an audience together. I'm making excuses, man. I'm making excuses. Just go out there and just get it done, okay? If you're not profitable from day number one, get out. Just that simple. You must spend 90% at least of your time on revenue generating activities. What are those? Well, we have 5 things that we do in my company. We only do 5 things. We prospect, we pitch, we close, we provide, and we preserve. That's all we do here. Okay. If it doesn't fit in one of those 5 buckets, we ain't doing it. Prospecting, pitching, and closing are revenue generating activities. Okay. Providing a service does not bring money in. Just doesn't. Okay. Preserving a relationship doesn't bring money in. It may save money that you already brought in, but there's a difference between saving revenue that's already there and bringing in new money. Okay, it's a big difference there. So we want to spend 90% of our time on revenue generating activities. So what you're going to get is 6 weeks of intensive training with me. I know I'm a little bit hard to handle, but you'll get used to me after a while. It's a $2,000 value. Quick start series. We're going to get you clients in under 24 hours. Okay, it's very, this series here, I have to warn you a little. I don't go into the why a lot in the quick start series because it's not designed for that. It's designed to get you on the ground running quickly. So I don't want to go into why I'm saying these words to this specific person and this specific tonality and pace and structure. Just do it and then get the client, start making the money that we're telling you you're going to make. And then we'll move on to the why and the how and all the technical stuff when it comes to speaking to people in communication and getting people to do the free trials and all that stuff and what's a qualified lead, what's not a qualified lead. We'll get into all that stuff in the 6-week training. The Quick Start series is designed to get you clients right away because, again, if you're not profitable right away, you should leave. I'm going to hire and train your salespeople for you, and I'm also going to give you my call center script. Those are $2,000 value combined if you combine the two of them together. Total value, $4,488. So who does this work for? First of all, if you are an entrepreneur or a business owner, you need this. This is not like something that you might want to have one day or you might think about doing at some point. This is vital to your success and or failure. You have to have it. It's not a choice. You have to have it. It's like if you have a terminal illness, you have to have the medicine. This is no different. If you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, and I'm talking about like brick and mortar people, like you have like a store or whatever. If you don't have this, you're going to get run over, okay? It's just that simple because I'm the guy who runs people over. So if you're the pizza place in Peoria, Illinois, and you don't have a review system in place, and I contact another pizza place in Peoria, Illinois, guess where you're gonna be? Not in your pizza place anymore because my guy is gonna put you out of business. Just that simple. I go into an industry to dominate it. I don't compete. I don't. Competing is boring. I like to destroy stuff. Okay. So if you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, this is something that it works for you, but you have to have it. It's not a choice. You have to have it because reviews are everything. Without them, all of your advertising money is going down the toilet. If you're a digital information seller, this is something that you could put on the back end of any product that you do very, very easily. Very easily. You could slip it into the back end very, very easily anytime you want. And it makes you a ton of money doing it that way. If you're an offline marketer, obviously, right? If you're a consultant, if you're an SEO person, if you're a web developer, a graphic designer, whatever, this is something that you can either add to that service that you have, or it's something that you can use to generate new business. So think about this. How great would this be if you were an SEO person, right? You're selling a $1,500 a month SEO package. And instead of walking in pitching an SEO package for $1,500 a month, you walked in and gave them a free Google review tool that they can use for 30 days. And after they got 15 or 20 reviews coming in from the tool that you gave them for free, then you go in and pitch them the $1,500 a month package. Do you think they'd be more likely or less likely to buy from you? The answer is like 1,000 times more likely, right? So no matter what you're doing, if you're doing something that helps businesses grow in the offline space, this is something, again, that in my opinion, you have to have because it's the best foot in the door that you're ever going to see in your life. And you can also add it on to whatever else that you do. And I also believe, this is just a personal opinion of mine, but I also believe that if you're an offline marketer, consultant, SEO person, web developer, whatever you want to call yourself, and you are not offering a review platform to your clients, you're doing them a disservice. I'm not saying you're doing it on purpose, because maybe you don't know. Now you do, though. Okay, so if you're someone who's doing SEO and your first priority is not reviews before the SEO, now you don't have an excuse. Before you did, like an hour ago, right? But now you know. So if you're not adding the review tool onto the SEO package or the web development package or whatever, you're doing them a disservice, because none of that stuff is going to work the way it should unless they have a very, very strong review process in place. And if you currently sell anything, listen, bottom line is this: every program that I've ever created in my life is designed to teach you how to sell by a process. I am not going to teach you how to sell Google reviews. I'm not. I'm just not going to do that. Okay, that would be a waste of my time. It would be a waste of your time. I'm not going to do that. I had a consulting program that I used to sell. I don't sell it anymore because I don't do consulting really anymore. But I had a consulting course that I used to sell. I never taught people how to sell consulting. Okay. I have an appointment program that I sell mainly to businesses. It's not to individuals, but I have a program about that. I don't teach people how to book appointments for real estate. I don't teach people how to book appointments for a car dealer. I teach people how to prospect. Okay. I teach people how to sell stuff. The thing doesn't matter. Believe it or not, and we're going to get to this in part 2. Believe it or not, selling a house to somebody and selling drugs to somebody, it's exactly the same thing. Now that's an extreme example, right? But I use that extreme example to illustrate the fact that whether you're selling a house or drugs, you need to find someone who wants a house, can afford a house, and can make a decision right now, right? That's what we call a qualified prospect. They have want, need, desire, they have the ability to pay for it, and they have the authority to say yes or no. If I'm selling drugs on the corner of a street corner in Brooklyn, I need to find someone who has a want, need, and desire for that, can pay for it, and can say yes or no right now. So the method or the process is the same no matter what the product is. And believe it or not, the psychological process that the prospect goes through is the same as well, whether they're buying a house or a pack of gum. It's literally the same thing. And again, in part 2, I'm going to show you that in detail. So we had 2 choices. We can go cheap and try to sell it on volume, but that wouldn't be worth it for us or you, because then we'd have to cut a whole bunch of stuff out. Or option 2, require a little bit more of an investment, but it gives you all the resources that virtually guarantee all of your success. So you're probably thinking right now, I can't provide any services. And I said that you weren't going to have to. So what's the catch? Well, first of all, the review tool that we use, we've never lost a paying client. Like I said before, I think it's 6,000. I don't know. When Scott comes on later on, he'll be able to tell you a little bit more about that. But the tool that we use to get reviews for our clients has never lost a paying client. I believe it's around 6,000 clients. We've never lost one. Okay. So when I say pay you forever, I mean pay you forever. Once people get this tool in their business, they don't stop using it. It's just that simple. Once they install it on their, well, once we install it on their computer for them and they start using it, it just never stops, okay? Because they understand that when they get 10, 15, 20 new reviews a month, that's increasing their revenue. And for $97 a month, even for a pizza place or a restaurant or whatever, that's a big deal. Imagine for a lawyer who charges a $4,000 retainer fee, right? That guy's got to get like one deal every 2 years from what we do, or 3 years for what we do, and it pays for itself. So he keeps it forever, okay? So the bottom line is that once you give away the free trial, it's done. Bonus number 1, you don't even have to do it, because we're going to fulfill every single deal for you. That company I was just telling you about, 6,000 accounts, never lost a deal, that's the company that's going to be providing the review tool for your prospects. That's at least a $2,000 value, and it is limited to the first 10 people to take us up on the offer today. So done for you fulfillment. I don't think anybody offers that. Maybe 1 or 2 people. Well, we do. Done for you fulfillment, $2,000 value, limited to the first 10 people. But you can't sell anything. You're probably bad at it or afraid of it or whatever the case may be. I could waste my time trying to teach you everything you need to know about selling stuff, but over the course of a 6-week period of time, that's literally impossible. It would take me years to do that, to bring you up to an expert status. I can teach you the basics, and I will through the training program, but it takes years to actually master it. There's a lot to it. So you're probably saying to yourself, fulfillment is great, but I can't sell anything. So what about that? You promised that I wouldn't have to sell anything myself. Well, before we talked about the process on how we sell the deal, right? How we give it away for free. Basically, I walk in and I say, here's what your company looks like right now, bad, right? Here's what your competitor looks like, really good. Which one would you choose? Obviously, you're a little biased because you work here. But if you didn't work here and you had to pick cold, which one would you choose? They always choose the one with the better reviews. I show them the survey, 85% of people, blah, 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 whatever. How about we take you from where you are now to where you want to go, and I won't charge you anything. It's free for the first 30 days. How about we do that? They say yes like every single time, okay? So that's how we do it. But even if you don't want to do that, bonus number 2, not only are we going to fulfill every deal for you, my salespeople that I have been training forever will close every single deal for you that comes through the door. That's limited to the first 10 people because I don't have that many salespeople to handle everybody. Limited to the first 10 people. Not only do we do done for you fulfillment, we do done for you sales as well. So when I say all you have to do literally is say yes to this offer and join us tonight and give away free things to people and get paid forever, I mean that literally, okay? You have to fill out an 8-line form that says business owner's name, address, web address, link to logo. That's, and oh, sorry. You got to click the submit button at the bottom too. That's still, a lot of people find that's tough for a lot of people, but you got to submit the onboarding form. And then after that, my company takes over and you never have to speak to that person again. All you have to do is give away free trials. We take care of everything else, close the deals for you, done for you fulfillment, done for you sales. And again, this is a product or a program that we have skin in the game with you. And that's a really big deal for us. We only make money if you make money. That's it. We have skin in the game with you. We're the only people out there that are offering it, done for you sales and done for you fulfillment. And again, these are the results from the last call that we did. $97 payments all across the board. Mom giving the thumbs up. $132,000 in revenue, $29,000 in a PayPal account. Bottom line, guys, listen, I'm not here to brag. I'm not here to step on anybody's toes. My salespeople know how to close deals better than anybody in the world. Listen, I can go through names if you want me to go through names, but I don't know if anybody wants me to go through names. But the bottom line is this. I've asked everyone that you guys have heard of before, the New York Times best-selling, the guy who originally trained me, the movie, you all saw it, right? I said to him, how about we do this? How about we both use fake names? How about we cold call the same product and we get 100 contacts each, and we record it, and we sell it, and we donate all the money to charity? Never heard back, right? I asked the New York Times bestselling author, the 10-time New York Times bestselling author, who might be a little obsessed about some things. You look up the last book that he wrote. I gave him the same offer. How about we do that? I didn't get an answer back. So the bottom line is I'm not here to brag. I'm not here to talk about being the best. I'm not here to talk about any of that stuff. But the bottom line is my people can close your deals. It's just that simple. And it's not because I'm better than anybody.
I'm in the dealer's house right now that he called, that he claimed he closed on the call on that YouTube video. I'm sitting in the dealer's house that answered that phone call, and he did not buy. That was all bogus.
What's that?
With the obsessed guy that we're talking about, when he got on the phone on the YouTube video and supposedly closed the guy.
Oh,
that guy on
yeah.
that phone, I'm in his house right this second. He did not buy, by the way.
And they were friends. And he played it off as like a cold call.
Yeah. Well, he already bought it from another dealership, but he moved to another dealership and Grant didn't know, but he just kind of tried to bulldog through it for the video that was being recorded. And he's like,
right.
Man, he was like questioning him. It was, I'm gonna tell you, I'm verified. It wasn't a close.
And guys, listen. The other thing too, Sid is a great salesperson as well. I mean, like a master. You have 2 people on here that are like masters. And I'm not here to brag. It's not because I'm better than anybody. It's because I've been doing it forever. It's like, at some point I'd have to be an idiot to not pick up a few things. So I've been doing this since 15, and my people know how to do it. So the bottom line is your job literally is to say yes, give away free trials, and collect the money. That's it. So what you're getting, 6 weeks of intensive training, $2,000 value, clients in advance, clients in 24 hours, the Quick Start series, $500 value, hiring and training your salespeople, $1,000 value, appointment machine, which teaches you how to book appointments, That's actually a corporate program that I sell that I'm giving you for free for $1,000. That's $1,000 value. We fulfill all the deals for you. We close all the deals for you. Done for you selling, done for you fulfillment. That's a $4,000 value combined together. Total value $8,482. If all this did was, if you just got 10 people to pay you $97 a month, paying $970 for the rest of your life, would it be worth it? If all it did was smack you in the face, keep you on track. Remember that Make Money Online trap I was talking about before? If all it did was get you out of that cycle, would it be worth it? If all it did was get you away from the job you're currently working or stop being chained to your desk, would it be worth it? Right? Just 10 accounts. If it got you $970 a month forever, pay a car payment, maybe a mortgage in some parts of town, right? Whatever. Not here. Not on Long Island. I don't pay a mortgage. But in some parts of the country, it probably does, right? Or a couple of car payments or whatever. If that's all it did, would it be worth it? Let's say you just gave away 10 free trials and you quit for some reason. Would it be worth $970 per month for life if we just charged you $970 to do it one time? Right? So let's say you make $900. Let me give you a better example so you all understand, right? You have $5,000 to start a business. You saved it up and you're going to go buy a company, right? You're going to start a business. You're going to buy something. You walk into a pizza place and it says for sale on the front. You go in and you say, how much are you selling your pizza place for? And the guy says $5,000. And you're like, wow, that's amazing. I have $5,000 in savings that I've saved up to buy a business. And you say, how much do you make a month? And he says $5,000 in profit. Do you buy that deal? Well, if you don't, leave the call. Because that, like my 10-year-old buys that deal. I mean, that doesn't take much. That doesn't take much, right? You're profitable in the second month. So everybody on the spinning ball that we're on buys that deal. No matter who you are or where you come from, you buy that deal. And that's what we're talking about here. So after month one, every sale is pure profit. And that's why this is a great deal at $970. So the general public price when we launch this on Facebook, we're doing Facebook ads, Instagram ads, all that crazy stuff. General public price, $2,000. Initial launch price, $997. We're going to give you a $500 discount tonight if you are willing to give us your case study. I'm going to show you some case studies here in a second. If you're willing to give us your case study after you've applied the method, shoot a little video for us on your iPhone. Only has to be like 30 seconds long. Shoot a little video and you say, this is the most amazing thing ever, and then it's pretty much it. And if you're willing to do that, we are going to give you a $500 discount. That's me and my daughter playing hockey. It's an awesome picture. You can go to kennycannontraining.com/Sid, S-Y-D, kennycannontraining.com/Sid. And it is $497. And then after 60 days, you get to 60-day trial of our closing and fulfillment. It is $147 for every 10 accounts that you have. So every 10 accounts is worth $970 to you if you charge $97 a month, okay? And we charge $147 to sell those accounts for you, take care of those accounts for you, preserve the relationship for you, and fulfill the deal for you. Everything is done for you from that point on. $497 today. You go to kennycannontraining.com/Sid. Sid, I don't think we have buttons here, do we? Go to webinar. I use Webinar Jam, so it's a little different.
Yeah,
I usually tell them to click button on the side.
I have too many problems, so no, we don't do it. We always just send them to a link or whatever.
Okay, so yeah, the link, guys, kennycannontraining.com/
in the chat, so that way people that are on any tablets. Hey, let me say something real quick. I want to add to this because I know how effective this will help. If anything's missing in this, or which is missing nothing, I think it's a brilliant program, and you're going to love it as you start going through some of the training, because there is some angles and some more stuff that he's not shared with you tonight because it's just too much to do. That's a fact. And Jean's the perfect one to be included because she's also got some experience with some of the stuff that they do, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But what I want to throw in on this, because I actually know when he said there were 6,000 clients, and it sounds funny, right? He's got 6,000 clients and nobody ever canceled. I know where that comes from because I'm backing them with my Drops 360. Okay, and I know how effective those Drops 360 was for that platform, right? So I mean, the guy's giving you done for you fulfillment, and he's giving you done for you sales, but what else is left out on the table? Do I sound like Oprah yet? Because I'm about to get like a philanthropist. I'm gonna start giving away cars. Listen, what is left out on the table? What is he missing? Prospecting. Okay. So here's what I want to do. I want to give, I think we're gonna do a little bit more than 10. So I want to give 20. And if you miss the 20, I'm going to ask you to do one of those video testimonials also, talking about how great, or how much you enjoyed this webinar or anything. and I'll add it in for that reason too. But I'm going to give you Drops 360, which is RVM Drops, free. I'm going to throw it in with this. I'm going to throw it in. It sells for as much as $197 to $697 a month. I'm throwing it in. Drops 360 basic. You got to buy your own RVMs. I'll give them to you for 4 cents, you know, whatever it is, whatever the cost is, right? But I'm going to go ahead and throw in the account for each and every single person of the 20 people that buy tonight to get started. Takes a leap of faith. Anytime 2 people meet, it takes 1 person to take a leap of faith to get a story started.
Sid,
We're
did
on
you
something
say
here.
did you say drops are free?
No, I said you got to pay for your drops, but I'm going to give you the account
Right.
for free. Yeah.
But you're giving the accounts for free?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh wow, you didn't tell me you're doing this. That's cool.
Dude, I told you I'm going to be like Oprah. You get a car. You get a car. You know what I mean? And here's the deal. If you ever think that you need RVMs or drops again, I just want you to respond. It's okay. Uncle Sid took care of me already. All right.
Well, can I stop paying you?
You've absolutely. Please stop paying me. If you have a basic account, stop it immediately, because now it is free. If you sign up in the first 20 people, especially, it's going to be a
Okay,
fast
cool.
bonus. But
Thank
here's
you.
what's
Bye,
even
Aaron.
cooler though. Just to finish out. Here's what's even cooler, right? I do a call every Monday where we're talking, and I'm helping people sell to roofers, and I did it as a bonus with Gene's roofing roundup course, right? If you're not on that call, I want you on that call, because I want to help you not only sell the roofing leads, but I want to help you sell this and get out there and take action. I like having accountability partners as much as you need an accountability partner, and I want to be involved with you weekly for it. So, send me a PM or whatever it takes. I want to get you on that call, and active. Okay. So now you got your own prospecting system that's going to take care of it all. So you don't have to pay for it, which if you actually went another route, you would. We're going to throw it in to help offset that mere little $147. I mean, I sell my Drops 360 alone for more than that. Okay. And
So guys,
on
what's the
on Monday, if you have any questions on the messages and stuff, I want to start training and teach every single one of you what I've been paid up to $5,000 for 4 hours of work, right? Consulting other companies on how to properly use ringless voicemail. Trust me, if they know it's a voicemail, a recording, that's not effective. You want them to think that it's a true voicemail. And I'll show you how to do that, okay?
That sounds fantastic. Thank you very much, Sid. And Kenny, you had some more to say?
Yeah, so what's the excuse? I mean, the problem that we have here is the money issue, right? And I totally get it. I get it. I totally get it. $500, big investment to any program, no matter what you do, whatever it is, right? But the bottom line is that we all have disposable income. Everybody here has it. And the difference between the 1% and the 99% is not necessarily how much we make, although that definitely helps, but it's what we do with what we have, right? So I guarantee every person in this room right now that if your TV broke, you'd find $500 to replace it. If your car broke, you'd find $500 to replace it. What I'm asking you to do is not, I want you to find the money to change your life forever. I don't want to sell you a $17 program. I just don't. They're not that they're bad, because I sell a lot of them, right? I sell them all the time. But I want to sell you something that where it's done with you, where now you have prospecting done for you. Now you have fulfillment done for you. Now you have sales done for you. You're going to have, weekly calls and all that kind of stuff. And the bottom line is that I understand that $500 is an investment, right? It's not something that's just, oh yeah, it's a pack of gum, or, it's a Starbucks coffee or whatever. I get it. But the bottom line is you have the money. Are you going to be the 99% and spend it on a TV, spend it on a pair of shoes, spend it on some clothes, spend it on a night out on the town or whatever? Or are you going to think and act like a 1%er and start spending the money that you have on things that are going to change your life forever? That's really what it comes down to. When I was 15 years old, it's a true story. I don't really tell it all that often, but when I was 15 years old, I sold my bike for a suit. And I wore the suit every day. I got made fun of at the office, but that's a whole other story. But I sold my bike for a suit because I needed something to wear to the office. Now you can invest your money in things like Bitcoin that's here today, gone tomorrow, and you have no idea what's going to happen. But the bottom line here is we know every $147 that we spend is going to bring back $970. We know that for a fact, and you're going to get that for free for the first 60 days. You can sell you give away the free trials, and we'll do everything for you. But the bottom line is after that 60 days are up, it's $147 a month. You know that $147 equals $970. There is not an investment opportunity in the world, and I've sold all of them. There's not an investment opportunity in the world that's like that, where you can invest $147 and get guaranteed $907 back. And the way that that works is very simple. $147 is 10 accounts. 10 accounts at $97 a piece is $970 a month. That's just the way it works, right? And again, the $147 doesn't start for 60 days. So don't worry about that now. I'm just showing you an illustration on how it works and why the investment makes sense to literally everybody, no matter what stage of the business development process you're in or what stage of the entrepreneurial process you're in. We have so much confidence in this that Scott and I decided from the beginning that we are going to have a double your money back guarantee. And this is something that some people do done for you, sales or fulfillment, where they try, whatever it is. I don't know anybody that does this at all. Follow along with the training and give away 10 free trials. I don't want you to sell anything to anybody. That's not what we want you to do here. That's not what we're going to teach you how to do. Give away 10 free trials. If you don't at least make $970 per month in return, we will double what you spent on the program back. Okay, so worst case scenario is tonight you invest $500, you do everything we teach you to do, and it doesn't work for you for whatever reason. You give away the 10 free trials and you don't make $970 per month, and we will give you $1,000 back just for taking us up on the offer. That's the worst case scenario, okay? We also have for a 30-day money-back guarantee for any reason at all. Even if you don't want to give away the trials, you just go into, you log in, you watch the first video. I don't like Kenny's attitude, so you okay, fine. Some people don't. I'm not the easiest person to get along with. Right? I mean, I have a personality. That's the way I am. I'm from New York. That's the way I am. If you don't like it for any reason whatsoever for the first 30 days, just let us know. You're protected by PayPal, Stripe, all those companies that we work with. Money is replaceable.
What if it scares them to death that they would have no excuses for this not working, and that some people that scares to death. What if they're just scared of then it would it'd be up to them to be effective? Could they still after 30 days say, you know what, I just want a refund?
Yeah, for any reason. Yeah, for any reason at all. And we have people that I just had a guy the other day actually. He came in the Facebook group and he's like looking for testimonials, and I kind of said to him, I'm like, if you need other people to tell you that you should be making money to support your family, then you're probably not in the right group in the first place. And then I asked them, what have you been trying? Like, what have you been doing to try to get the result that you're after? And he just was too embarrassed to answer. So we just gave him a refund. So yeah, any reason whatsoever. Money is replaceable. Time is not. So the $500 that you invest in this program will come back to you. No matter what you do, it will come back to you. But the time that you waste on other things won't. Okay, I'm at the point in my life now where I am not missing my daughter's softball game. I run a hockey clinic here on Long Island every Tuesday and Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock. You're not going to reach me because I am at the hockey rink on the ice with 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds playing hockey with them. Okay, because I built a life that allowed me the time to do those things. All right, I don't have to be here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I'm willing to spend the money to buy the time. Money, I've been saying this all night. I say it every call. Money is the most important thing in the world because it buys that time freedom that we're all really looking for. So if you don't sign up immediately, you probably believe that you won't be able to provide the results. Well, we solved that problem because we do that for you. 6,000 clients, we've never lost one. Okay, that's just the bottom line. So the results are not an issue. We provide them for you. You might be worried that you might not be able to get clients. Well, we sell the deal for you. Okay, that's the bottom line. We sell the deal for you. My salespeople, Scott's salespeople, our company together, we are going to close every deal that comes in. Maybe you think it's too expensive. That's a mindset issue. Are you going to think like the 99% or are you going to think like a 1%er? The mindset shift has to happen before the money shift happens. If you think the money's going to come before the mind does, it ain't going to happen. It never does. So you have to start thinking like a wealthy person before you actually start seeing that wealth come in.
You know what's funny? You tell your mom you're going to make $30 million next month. What is she going to do? Oh, honey, what are you doing? Don't kill yourself. You're going to seriously go to bed, get some rest. What are you thinking? You tell Warren Buffett you're going to make $30 million next month. What does he say? Hey, you got a tip? Let me know how you do it. Let me know how it goes. Might want if you're over analytically looking at your thing with a 60-day money back guarantee and you're thinking this is too good to be true, there's no way this works, right? If that's what you're hearing in your head, you might want to change your mindset a little bit. because you want to start hanging out with Warren Buffett's and not your mama who don't, I mean, trust me, my mom would, that's exactly what she would say. She, trust me, it ain't because she don't love me. My mama loves me to death, right? But, you know, they're programmed. They're pre-programmed to be, you know, and they believe things like, if it sounds too good to be true, it must be. Okay, thanks. Thanks for the support, man. I, you know, went out there and stuck it out there. You know, you can give me some other advice, please. You know what I mean?
And,
Yeah, and Warren Buffett might actually say, why is it so small? Right? $30 million. Warren may come back and say, wait, why are you setting your goals so short, man?
Yeah, right? I agree.
Right? That's the way he thinks. But the real problem at the end of the day, guys, is you don't stick to anything. And the reason why you don't stick to anything is because you're not making any money with anything that you're doing. I mean, that's the same thing with the business, right? They do things to make money. That's what they do. They buy the Yellow Pages ad because they want to make money. If the Yellow Pages ad is not bringing them in revenue, they're going to stop paying for the Yellow Pages ad. Just that simple.
That's right. Get what you pay for, right?
Yeah, you're right. The real problem is that you're not sticking to anything. So bonus number 3, 6 months of mentoring calls with me every Monday at 11 a.m. We just finished one yesterday, and it was freaking awesome. 6 months of mentoring. Last week, we did live cold calling, which was pretty cool. And you're going to get that every single week. We actually used to do it bi-weekly, but we actually saw better results when we're doing it weekly. So we do it every Monday morning at 11 a.m. It's on Zoom, and we do a lot of role playing in that as well. We do live cold calling in that. We do live prospecting, all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. You don't have to participate in the role playing if you don't want to right away, but we do encourage people to do that after a while. It just helps you, you know, get used to the process. That's $2,000 value and limited to the first 10 people. And for those of you who are asking, if whatever is on the page when you go to kennycannontraining.com/Sid, when you go to that page, whatever is listed there, it's still available. So if it's not available, people are saying like first 10 people, whatever. If it's not available, it will be taken off the page. If it's there, we have to give it to you, just so you know, in case you're asking. But what if we just made it free for everybody? Everyone on the call, if we just let you in for free tonight, would that change anybody's mind? I'm sure it would. So what we did was we decided to add bonus number 4, our level 1 referral program. What this means is if you send 2 people to Giveaway Masters, which is the program, the business that me and Scott own, if you send 2 people, this program is free for life. How does that work? Well, it's a $500 program, right? We pay out a 50% commission for every sale that is made. It's $1,000 total. Times 50% is $500 back to you. So you send 2 people, and you know 2 people that are in the internet marketing thing trying to make a little bit of money, right? You know 2 people that are like that. You send them to me, you send them to Scott, and we will be able to put them in the program. They'll love it just like you're going to love it, and you get half of that money. And we do that over the telephone, and I do it almost every day. So basically the way it works is you show them a 15-minute video that I put together for the group that you're going to be in, and then you get access to my calendar, and you schedule a 3-way call with me, you, and your prospect. And I talk to your prospect and answer any questions that they might have. And there's sometimes where we have to bring Scott in as well because they'll have technical questions, and I am not a technical guy at all. So they'll have questions about the platform or whatever, and we'll bring him in to answer those questions. But the bottom line is that when you get them on the phone with one of us or both of us, they buy. And when Scott comes in later on, he'll kind of back me up on this one and talk about it a little bit more in depth. I can't remember one that we've had that didn't buy. There was some. I'm not going to say we closed every person we've ever talked to. There were some that didn't, but I can't remember one off the top of my head. Most of the time, by the time they get to us on the phone, you know, it's pretty much good to go at that point. So 2 people, and it's free for you forever. You never have to pay anything. So what you're getting, again, 6 weeks of intensive training, $1,000 value. Hiring and training your salespeople, $500. The call center script you're going to get the step-by-step process for $1,000. Bonus number 1 and number 2, we fulfill and close every deal for you. Sid added the bonus in as well. Done for you sales, done for you fulfillment, and now done for you prospecting. No excuses at all. Everything is done for you at this point. 6 months, I'm beginning to think, what the hell we need you for, to be honest with you. Might as well do it ourselves. 6 months of mentoring, $3,000 value, level 1 referral program, $1,000 value, total value, $10,976. And now we're going to take a little bit of a break to do Q&A because next we have part 2 coming up. You can go to kennycannontraining.com/Sid.
Do you know what that bell is? People calling me on personal cell phone going, man, just want to make sure I'm in on it. How many marketers you know let that happen? If that's not connected, I don't know what is. I talked to 90% of you personally on the phone, and helped you in 100 different ways. You know what I mean? So,
You know, Kenny, somebody just said in the questions, why do you need us? This is so good. Why are you selling it to us?
I can answer that, Kenny, if that's okay.
Have at it, Scott. Love it.
Okay, thank you, Jeannie. The biggest reason is because I live in beautiful Moncure, North Carolina, that doesn't even have a red light. And we have resellers in 6 different countries right now. And there's no way that I can go to the salon in Australia that we onboarded yesterday and offer them a 30-day trial, but that person who lived in Australia can. And since we are making money, $147 every month, to be able to fulfill the service, we have that recurring income to help support our members after they get the ball rolling. So the fact that I can't go out and talk to all of the people that you guys can, that's the reason that we need you.
Right. And one quick thing I'll add to that too is, you know, I don't want to scare people when I say this, but I do want to be realistic with you. I'm a very, very upfront and like straight to the point kind of guy. You'll get to know that very quickly. This is something that they have to see in order to take. Okay, something they have to see. So that's to my detriment because I'm a phone guy. Like I don't like doing the whole email and stuff or any of that. This is something they have to see. So our best results come from the local community. That's usually where our best results come from. So we want to become, Scott calls it the Walmart of offline services, but it's more like a McDonald's type deal. Like we want to be able to offer the, you know, good services, the best services we possibly can for the lowest price. And we want to be able to offer every offline service from SEO to the Google review stuff, everything, but we want to be able to do it locally. So we want to have people in every area of the world as big as we can. And that's really where you guys come in. So all you have to do is give away that free trial. Let that foot in the door happen. We take care of everything else from that point on. And Scott, I don't know if you were talking about the Australian dude with the 10,000 accounts or if this is a different one.
Yeah, that's a different one.
Well, yeah, we're in the process right now of integrating with a service that books appointments. I'm not going to go into it in depth, but we're in the process right now of integrating our platform with a service that has 10,000 businesses all across the world that use them to book appointments. And we're going to be part of that process so that after they're done booking the appointment, boom, they get a review text right on their cell phone and it's seamless, it's done, and we're integrating with them as we speak. That's one of our members that closed that deal. That guy's going to make I don't even know what 10,000 times 97 is. Probably not going to close at $97 a month, but
you know what else is cool is
that guy's going to make a lot of money.
It's popping with like success stories and people talking about it every day. And people are humbled and actually doing video testimonials and stuff like that. So it's I mean, it's active. I don't know about you, but I get excited around excitement.
And one thing I would like to add, and I try to be a little bit careful trying to talk about this because I don't want anything to come across as too pie in the sky, too much like I'm trying to be Mary Poppins or something like that. But one of the reasons that I designed this program and took it to Kenny was because I spent 4 years in the internet marketing industry, and I bought every bright, shiny object out there to the tune of $32,000. And I didn't hardly make any of the money back. And I finally got fed up. And one day I had that come to Jesus moment with myself. And I sat down with me and I had a long talk. And I said, you know what? It's time to stop buying. And it is time to start giving. And that's when I went to Kenny and showed him what I'd come up with. And Kenny, how long did I pursue you and show you different things before you finally decided that you saw something from me that you felt like you wanted to go into business with me with?
4 years. Almost to the month, I think.
And so this program is because I'm you guys. I'm you guys that keep buying this stuff. I get 400 emails a day. How many of those emails have got anything in it where the people sending it to you are going to put their skin in the game with you. How many of them? I didn't get any. And so when I finally decided after $32,000 and not being able to make my money back, and you don't need to be trying to call me lazy and stupid, because it's not why I wasn't able to make the money. It's because as a part-time low-tech person, I couldn't do it. And I don't believe most of the people in internet marketing can do the stuff that they get offered. If I couldn't do it as hard-headed and as determined as I am, I don't believe you got a shot either. So I designed a program for us. I designed a program that I could do, and it's working. And
this is a little bit. Sorry,
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say this is a little bit off. This is a little bit off topic, but I wanted to just touch on what you were just saying because it's important. I actually made a video. Scott asked me to make this video. I actually made a video talking about what he just said and why a lot. I don't want to say all, because there's a lot. Like Roofer Roundup's a great program. I went through it before I promoted it, and I emailed a lot for that. So it's a good program. There's a lot of them out there that are like that. But when you get into the Instagram underground ninja tactic thing, your chances of success are like zero. And I made a video, like a 20-minute video talking about that, because I am upfront and honest about everything. I write emails for those guys.
Sometimes they try to get so technical that they're missing the basics. And honestly, the basics is what people need. They don't realize they don't need the next greatest, molecular science ninja product.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's not even that they don't work. It's just that they're so advanced that the average everyday person it's just above their head.
Well, see, I'm like that. I am that guy. I am part-time low tech. I am every man getting these emails. And as a part-time low tech person, I couldn't do everything that was required to make those things turn into money. I couldn't do it. So and what were the problems? If I was part-time, I couldn't sell. Either I didn't like it or didn't know how, or I didn't know how to do the techie part. Well, nobody has to do anything with our program as far as selling anything or any technical thing. All you have to do is what you were put here on this planet to do, and that is you go give. You go give to other people, and you start living your life based on giving, and you start seeing what happens in your life. You're going to start.
How much did you spend total?
$32,000.
So my emails work. That's basically what you're saying. I love it.
I bought everything. I tried everything, and it wouldn't work because I was part-time and I was low tech. I just couldn't. I couldn't be the sales.
Low tech, man. I'm low tech. I outsource anything I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got it. I understand it. And that's what our program is. It's completely outsourced. We're going to do everything for you, but go give away a 30-day free trial of a service.
You know what I feel like whenever I try to fulfill something or start trying to get technical and just kind of explore something? I feel like when I used to take my BB guns apart when I was a kid, I never got them back together. Damn springs flew everywhere.
But anyway,
yeah, tell them the roof for client.
Okay.
Because I led with that, and then I don't know the numbers behind it or anything.
Okay.
It's your deals.
And again, it's one of the reasons it's Jeannie's program is near and dear to my heart, because I worked for a roofer for 3 years, and it's how this program came about. I was working for a roofer. I found the Google review tool. I started using it. I didn't even tell my boss I was using it. I started using it. We had 11 reviews in 4 years without the tool. Because when you ask people for reviews and they tell you yes, they mean it. But by the time they get to their house and actually do it, life happens and they don't get it done. But with our system, we went from 11 reviews up to today 57. And in the last quarter of last year, and I've got a video and I've got a press release from the sales manager of that company, not from me, that their money increased, their business increased in the last quarter of last year, $680,000.
Can't you play the video?
Kenny's got it. And if you guys don't believe that reviews are important, they are important. And the most exciting thing for me, and then I'll be quiet for a second. The most exciting thing for me is that in 2018, right now, reviews are important. Google it. How important is our online reviews to a local business? Google it yourself. The third-party documentation is out there everywhere. But the most exciting part is that 365 days from today, from tonight, us sitting here right now, they're going to be more important. We are marketing with a trend. This is not a fad. Online reviews are only going to get more important, not less. And we'll do everything for you, but give away free trials of the service.
Hey guys, I want to say something. As the creator of the Roofer Roundup course, and Kenny, thank you very much, and Sid for promoting. But you know, I'm making a really good income with roofers. However, one thing that has been so difficult for me to do is to get these guys to ask for reviews and get them to follow through with their customers. I mean, I've done everything that I know to do, and they say, oh, I forgot, or I mean, I've made little forms for them. I've done all sorts of things. So I am super excited. You know, I don't want to give up all my roofing money. It's really good money. But even without a good review system, I took one company from a little over 400,000 to 960,000 the next year to 1.4 on target for this year. Imagine what will happen when I put this in place for my I call them my beloved roofers. I love these guys, but this is really exciting. So no matter who your real clients are, if you have them, this goes hand in hand with it. It's not a conflict. It's hand in hand. And just think about the income you can make for the people. I mean, I don't want restaurants. I don't want plumbers. I don't want all these other people because I don't have time for all that. I want my roofers and, you know, a few other little people, but this is good for anybody.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting that you say that because I'm the same way with lawyers. I like to work with lawyers. I think they're very easy to sell to. They're very easy to talk to. We kind of speak the same language.
I can't stand
one of the
them.
things most people can't.
I
There's
fired
one
the last one
downstairs.
I had.
I don't want to hear.
I hate them. Oh,
But
go
one
ahead.
of the things that's great about this particular program is that with a lawyer, I need to, you know, a $97 a month package is you know, to a lawyer is a little bit weird, right? And then a $10,000 package to a pizza place is like, I got to sell a lot of pizza pies. You know what I mean? So this is something that literally any business can grasp the concept very easily, and any business can afford. If they're in business, they can afford it.
That's right.
And
you're not trying to knock anybody's head off. You're trying to just do a good, great service, give away a great service, and get a little bit that's a fair price for a long. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a disrupt in the reputation world fast.
This is good.
I'd like to dovetail real quick on what Jeannie said, and I appreciate what she said. And she knows with her roofing marketing experience that the roofer makes, I don't know, $2,500, $3,000 and more on every single deal. So the roofing company that I work for, it's $1,164 a year. Well, that means that if I can help them get one extra roofing job a year, it's almost more than doubled the money that they're investing with me to have this tool. I mean, the ROI.
They make $3,300 per sale.
So we're tripling their ROI with one deal a year. That's a good tool.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, I just want to say, DL Salmer goes, man, I'm really liking Scott. Scott is real as they come, man. He's misunderstood a little bit because we're country boys, and I suffered with this when I first started out because, you know, I kind of write the way I talk, and if you read the way I write, especially when Gene does it, it tends to make you sound even worse than I actually wrote or whatever. But like, man, he is a straight up guy, and I know sometimes he does sound funny because he's always he's joking around a little bit. I know he's joking because I've known him for years and we've talked, you know, he's been on my list or whatever, but several times. But, you know, like he's so misunderstood. And I used to suffer from that bad too, man. But when you hear him live like this and actually talk, he's real as real gets, man. He's got a bigger heart than I do, and he's more passionate, involved. You know what I mean? And I got a big heart. Like if that's what you say.
And I appreciate that, Sid. And I will say that if I do maybe have one fault, it may be a little bit over passionate and over enthusiastic. Sometimes my mouth will run a little bit faster than my brain. Having said that, though, the thing that I admire the most about Kenny is that he's a no BS guy, and I feel the same way. And unfortunately, when you're passionately telling the truth, you're likely to piss some people off. And
Well,
I passionately believe in what we're doing, and believe that every single person who joins our program has a better shot at making money with this than anything I ever got in my email box in 4 years.
hey, how many people have heard you might be a redneck with that comedian? You might be a redneck. Those jokes. But
Jeff
he gets all
Foxworthy.
amped up and he tells somebody you might be a mouth breather, and they thought he called him a mouth breather and got upset.
I mean,
thought he was doing a redneck joke.
I thought so. I said you might be a mouth breather. I thought most.
But we were all LOLing. Nobody was LOLing.
I thought everybody knew who Jeff Foxworthy was, but I guess not. I mean, I apologize. I didn't mean to offend anybody. I promise
That's
you.
okay. I was on a webinar yesterday, and I said, "Stop what ifing yourself," and they thought I said, "Stop
drop the F-bomb.
effing yourself." I said, "Oh God." I
So
would never do that.
Kenny,
Can we answer some questions?
sure, and Kenny, got anything else?
Well, we're going to do part 2, but we'll take questions first.
Okay,
if
thanks.
you want.
All right,
People have been busting at the seams to get their questions answered here.
well, let's go.
Who wants to read them? Me, Sid, you?
Go ahead. I mean, I'm answering people. I mean, they're jumping in quick.
Scott, you want to read them?
I don't see any.
Okay, hold on. I'll do them.
Most of them are just saying I'm in or asking.
Yeah, Jeannie, you do it.
All right. Let's see. All right, I'm going to the top here. Kenny is a massive closer. Yeah, we know that. That's not a question.
Get him on the phone with your people then.
Somebody's glad to hear my voice. Good, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, check old Kenny out with all these Southern people, y'all.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna call my cousin.
How do you
Kenny.
handle? Here's one. How do you handle bad reviews?
You wash them out with good ones.
Yeah.
Scott, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like 10 to 1, right?
Yep.
You need 10 good ones to overtake one bad one. Now, let me expand on that a little bit, because I don't really know what the question is. That's kind of how I took it. But if you're asking what happens if one of our clients gets a bad review through our system, there's a different answer. The way that we handle that is we do an internal review first.
Okay.
So before the review goes to Google, it goes to us internally. If the review is 3 stars or below, it does not go to Google. It stays internal. If it's 4 or 5 stars, it goes to Google. That is in compliance with Google's terms of service, because we're not we're not telling people don't leave a bad review. We're not saying that. We're just doing an internal review first before we lead them to Google. And this is not really the answer to that question, but I'll just expand on it a little bit. We can do that with any service. So it could be Zillow. We do real estate agents on Zillow all the time. It could be Yelp. It could be any service that they want reviews for, including Facebook as well.
These people want to know, I'll give you 2 questions at once here. They want to know about the platform you're using. Is it something you build? Is it proprietary? And then this has nothing to do with it, but I'll just hit you with it. Do they need to hire outsourcers to do this work?
It's something that we bought, and Scott, you can go into that more if you want. And no, you don't have to hire outsourcers if you don't want to, and I would not suggest you do that until you've done it yourself. I know people don't like to hear that, but the bottom line is if you're not willing to sit down and do it with someone, they're never going to respect you. That's why I cold call on the weekly calls, because if I'm not doing it, no one's going to listen to what I'm telling them.
Okay, so how does this compare with other review platforms out there? Do you think it's as
cold
good,
calls,
better?
good, bad, or ugly. They're not always great. He closes deals on the cold calls, but sometimes they get mad at him and punk him out live in front of everybody. He just moves on to the next one, fearless.
Okay.
Almost every time is actually that. Almost every time is screw you, get a real job. You know, you're an idiot.
He gets beat up so bad it makes you feel good, and then somebody just hung up. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's part of it, though. That's all part of the game.
real. It's real. It's being transparent.
Real quick, I'd like to address the negative review thing real quick. All right, the best thing to do is to respond to it. If you get a negative review, and believe it or not, 50 5-star reviews is not as good as 45 5-star reviews and a couple of bad ones. Because when people look and see 50 5-star reviews, it's not believable.
Yep.
So having some that where you screwed up, we're
Too
all
good to be true,
human.
just like the offer.
Too good to be exactly, Sid. So
Yep.
respond, because that gives you the chance, that gives your client, and that's one of the things that we can help consult the local guy on how to handle these things. Handle the negative review, and that shows the people reading the reviews how you're going to handle if you have a problem with them. So a negative review is actually a wonderful opportunity in waiting if you handle it correctly, and we can help you guys know how to consult with your clients on how to handle them effectively.
Will this work outside of the country?
Yes.
Okay.
Any
I figured it would,
English?
because you mentioned Australia.
Yeah, Australia, England, Scotland, New
Canada,
Zealand.
that's what we want to ask. That's the ones that get the
Canada.
shaft.
Yep, we got Canada in the house. We got France in the house.
Do you
England.
We
take
actually have we can we have the ability to translate into any language now.
Everybody on the call
Okay.
right now needs to be doing the raise the roof thing with Canada in the house with their hands.
Do you
Please
take PayPal credit?
I have no idea if
I have
it
no
accepts it.
If
I
it
don't
accepts it
know.
on PayPal, yeah.
You should have
Yeah.
PayPal credit. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody wanted to know about the link. I put it in there already. Okay, they're a little confused about the $147 and where that fits in and how often they pay it and for how many people.
You want that one, Scott? Or you want me to do it?
You can do it.
Okay, $147 is for us to close and fulfill for 10 accounts. So basically, the easiest way to look at it is this: it's $14.70 per account, and you charge $97 a month. And you could charge whatever you want, but that's what we recommend. So think about like a Coke bottle, because I just have it on my counter. So there's a Coca-Cola bottle that Walmart bought for 50 cents, and they sold it to me for $2. You're getting your account for $14.70 and you're selling it for $97. So we're wholesaling you the account, but not only are we wholesaling you the account, we're also doing all of the fulfillment, all of the customer support, and we're actually closing the deal for you. So all you have to do is give away the free trial, and we do everything else for that $14.
And there's a company out there called Bird Eye, and they charge $50 an account, and ours is $14.70 an account.
Hey, tell
Yeah,
me,
and
tell
Bird
me
Eye-
the guy that's really hustling. He's young though. He's like in college, and he's like, man, I can't, I can't pay the 147 long. How long did it take him before he started making $197 and getting it covered? I mean, he covered his Band-Aid on his in like 3 days or something.
Well, you get 60 days for free. So
Right.
$147 is not for 2 months.
And remember, there is another way to be able to make money in our program, and that, don't forget that, it's the referral program. If you join tonight for $497 and you know 2 people in your life who would like to make some extra money, and you show them this program and they join, you're going to make $248.50 off each referral. So don't forget that.
And again, that $147 is not for 60 days. So you don't have to worry about that now. And if
Okay.
and the bottom line is this: if you don't have clients in 60 days, you're not doing stuff. If you don't have clients in 7 days,
You're not giving away stuff.
Right. You're not doing anything. I mean, that's just the bottom line.
And
Here's the fear. I'm telling you right now. The fear is all the excuses have been taken off the table. That's a fact. I mean, if you follow through and do what you're going to do, this is designed for you to make a recurring revenue that's going to have great, if not any, attrition, which is the reason why insurance agents, not if, when they become very, very, very rich. You know what I mean? And you get paid recurring on it. And imagine if I got paid recurring on every deal I've ever sold in my life. Man, I would have retired years ago. but unfortunately I didn't. But here's a chance for you too. You know.
Somebody asked if they don't want you to do the closing, can they do it themselves? I don't know why
The
you
answer
want
to that
to.
question, the answer to that question is you can do it yourself if you'd like to, but there's one thing that I just ask you to do, and I ask you to do it like publicly in the Facebook group. If you're going to be responsible for closing your own deals, you cannot ever come back to me and blame me for your failures. That's all I ask.
Okay. All right.
So if you want to close your own deals, you could do that, but then don't come back and tell me my stuff don't work.
So
You
the
want to
business.
close your own deals? Hell, we'll give it to you for half price. No, but
Okay,
And,
it was that was
and-
that was a solid question, so we got that answered.
That was,
Sure.
and
Um,
our fulfillment director is actually on the call. Is there any way that we could get him to be able to answer something? Can we pipe him in
under
any
the
way?
rock, or what's his
No.
name?
Yeah, it's I'll put his email in the. Is that what we need to do?
No. Oh, okay. Hang on. Did you? Well, no. I mean, what's his name if he's in the attendees? I'll look him
There
up.
you There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, he's our
They-
fulfillment director, and I'm glad he's here so he can introduce himself. I hope he
like
won't take up.
like Vegas, yeah.
You see
And,
him?
and one thing too, before he comes on, I mean, I know you guys really don't know me that well yet, and we're just kind of meeting. But for the audience, this is the only person in my life that I ever met that the first time I spoke to this person, I instantly trusted it, and I never questioned anything he said. And I never told him that, but I tell Scott that every time. I say, "What? Dude,
That's good
You
for
don't even have to
cousin.
ask me.
Cousin
Just go
Skinny,
with
man.
it."
He does. He keeps telling me great things about Jeff. I keep waiting for him to say nice things about me.
Yeah. It's too easy to beat on you, man. You ain't gonna ever get no back, brother. Is it Jeff Harrison?
Jeff Robinson.
Okay.
is
Matthew, if you are still online, we will make that happen for you. No problem. You've probably got mine or Sid's contact. Absolutely. Hey, Sean. Sean's a good guy. Let's see.
I don't see.
People are asking a lot of questions about the actual system, and I understand it. If we can't do it tonight, but are you going to show them the platform, or is that just kind of like?
You know what it is? They're afraid they already bought it.
Well,
I mean,
I doubt
honestly,
that.
that's what I would be afraid of.
Kenny, I don't know, Kenny. That's up to you. Can you show that if you want to?
I can't show it, but I can basically tell you that it is a link on a computer that just basically pulls up a form that says first name, last name, email
Very
address.
simple. It's very simple.
And then a
That's
star
what's so
thing.
different about this. It's simple. It's not coming out. It's not got 100 things on it because it had to maintain itself and come up with something new to pay the bills again. You know what I mean? This is something very simple, and it's a different business model these guys are in. And that's why there's a market for this. But listen, I got a guy that's got 75 dealerships that he charges $12.99 a month. There's a market for that too. This ain't that. That ain't this. But this resonates with a lot of people. A lot of people.
And Sid, Jeff Robinson, again, do you see that name in there? He's got to be in there somewhere. Because he's on the call.
Sorry, man. I mean,
Hey,
I see
what
Jeff
about
Harrison.
this while you're looking? What about if they want more than 10 fulfilled a month
Oh,
for the
they are.
147? What are you doing?
We always, we never raise our prices on the accounts. So that's why I always like to say it's $147 for 10 accounts. I always like to use the 1470 number though. So that's basically the answer to the question. If
So
you
what
have
if they
more
have
than 10
20,
accounts,
they have 20?
then it would be 147 twice.
Okay, so it's 147 per 10.
10, yeah, you got to buy blocks
it.
of 10 because we can't just sell one account. So, but it always will work out to 1470 per account.
Yep.
No
And
matter
this,
how
and
many
better
listen,
not-
accounts.
so
I
you better
don't know
not
how
sell
much it
fits.
grows and doing stuff like that. That's not this model. This model right here is integrity. It's the same. You know, they keep it simple. Stupid is the purpose of it. You know what I mean? And man, think how many people you could sign up if you're giving it away over the next 12 months if you just really applied yourself. Come on, little bit. This is where Pennies makes thousands.
How do they make their money? People who
Okay?
buy this course, they put 10 clients in, after 60 days, they pay their 147. Where does their money come from?
You're asking how we make money?
No, how do the people who are buying this course make money?
They charge the customer whatever they want to charge them. So we recommend it's $97 a month.
Okay,
They
so
give away
they're
a-
billing the customer themselves. You're not
Yes.
collecting it and then giving them their share.
We do
Correct.
not collect anything.
Got it. Okay.
Actually, part of the training is how to set up a payment button and a subscription plan and all that stuff. They are in charge of all of that stuff. It's
Okay.
not filtered through us first. And that's the thing. Another thing too, you could charge whatever you want. We recommend $97 a month, but you might have heard me say before that big deal we're trying to close in Australia. That's probably not going to be 97. It's probably going to be more like 47 or something. It's a huge deal. So you could charge whatever you want to charge to get the money in the door. We recommend 97, but you can go
Except
whatever you want.
well, the bottom is 59. So they buy it from us for 1470. 59 is the basement, and then anything above that they can sell at retail.
Yeah, I was talking more up, like hot, like I gave the lawyer example before. If you have a lawyer that has a $4,000 retainer, you might not want to charge him $97 a month, because if you get him one client, I mean, maybe it's worth more to him.
But what I get it. But what I'm trying to say is you can't go out and sell it for 29. It's got to be.
No, yeah, I get that. Yeah.
59 is the 59 is the base.
Get 100 pricing channels, yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right.
And you still don't see Jeff anywhere?
Man, unless he's under something else like JR or something, but I mean, I only could see two names. I had a small little window. I'm on that Mac, remember? But
it's
and who is it?
Jeff at Boss Digital.
Let me see. How can we see email addresses?
I can't.
I don't know how to do it without looking at every one of them. Let's see. Tell me the email again.
Jeff at bos.digital.
How about while you guys are doing that, I'll run through part 2 quick.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, I think we've answered most of the questions. All right.
Perfect. All right, so part number 2. If any of you would like to challenge me on this, you are more than welcome to do that as I move my chair out of the way. I like to walk while I do this stuff. How to close 80% of the people that you speak with on the very first call. That's not what that says on the screen, but that's what we're going to be talking about. So the first thing we have to look for is want, need, and desire. The people that you talk to should already know that they want, need, or desire what it is that you're selling. So an example would be someone walks into a car dealership. They're not going to do that if they just bought a new car down the road. They're going to walk in if they maybe are interested in buying a new one, right? So if you're going to go after a Google review prospect, well, then it should be someone who already is aware of the 2-star rating that they have, or you can easily show them, hey, look, you have a 2-star rating, right? We don't want to target people in the beginning with 5-star rating and they have 1,000 reviews, although they could still use what we have. We want to target the low-hanging fruit. So in order for someone to be a qualified prospect, they must have a want, need, and desire for what it is you're selling. They also must have authority to say yes or no right now, or what you guys like to call a decision maker, right? They have to be able to make a decision now in order for you to talk to them. And number 3, they have to have the ability to pay you, meaning they have to have the money to exchange for the product or service that you're offering. Now, we're giving away a free trial here, but again, I teach the process of selling stuff, not necessarily Google reviews, anything. It could be anything. So you can have someone who really, really, really wants a brand new BMW, but they're 12. They don't have the authority to do it. You can have someone who's 25 and really wants a BMW, but they have a 300 credit score, or they have no money, or they have no job. They don't have the ability to do it. So they have to meet all 3 of those in order for you to even speak with them. And if you do that, then it's very easy to close deals. So the reason why people buy stuff, we're going to break this down a little bit more in a second, but the reason why people buy stuff, there's only 2 reasons. And it really frustrates me when I get into these discussions on Facebook and other places. Oh, tell me what you're selling and I'll tell you why they buy it and stuff like that. That's incorrect. People only buy stuff for 2 reasons, and it's either experience and or status. They're looking for a better life in some way, shape, or form. They're looking to improve the quality of something in their life. That's why they go to the gym. That's why they buy the new car. That's why they buy a pack of gum, right? They have a bad taste in their mouth. They buy the pack of gum. Status, they buy a new car, not necessarily because it drives better or feels better, although that does increase the experience of their driving, but it also is for the feeling when they pull up to their office and everyone looks out the window. right? People buy a house with 5 bedrooms when they only have 1 kid because of the status that it brings them, right? People buy the new swimming pool with the saltwater filter in it because of the experience of swimming in a nice pool and the status of people coming over and saying, oh, look at the cool, you know, you got an awesome pool. Why do you think TVs sell really, really well right before the Super Bowl? People are having parties. They don't do it because they want to watch the 50-inch screen TV. They do it because they want their friends to come in and say, wow, look at the TV on your wall, right? So it's experience and status. That's why people buy stuff. It's just that simple. Now, when we look at businesses, how do we incorporate all this, right? Well, nobody wants a 2-star rating on Google. They want the experience, they want the status of having the best reviews out there. They want a 5-star rating or whatever. But also, they want the experience of making more money, and they want the status that the money brings them. And how do we get that to them? We get them better reviews so that they can close more deals and all that stuff. So we're going to go through this. Ready? Watch this. Think about this logically, okay? I have somebody in front of me. They already know they need the product that I have. So they have a 2-star rating. They know it, right? I've already demonstrated that they have the 2-star rating, okay? Number 2, they already have the money. It's a free trial, so I don't have to worry about money. It's a free trial, right? So that's off the board. The guy owns the business. He's the decision maker. I'm talking to him. I demonstrated that the product or service that I'm giving to them is going to make their life better or easier in some way, shape, or form. And I've demonstrated that the product or service makes them or their business more valuable to either them or their community or their spouse or their children or their coworkers or whatever. So all of those things are checked off. Now give me a reason why they would say no. There really isn't any. Okay, there is no reason. They already know they need it. They have the money for it. They can make a decision right now. They know it's going to make their life better. They know it's going to make them more valuable in their community or in the group that they're looking to become more valuable in. There's no reason that they could say no. And this is what we call boxing somebody in. Okay, when you get to this point, there's literally no way out of the conversation besides a yes or the silent hang up and then leave the phone off the hook because they're scared to death you're going to call back. Those are the only 2 outs. That's it. It's either a yes or they hang up and they leave the phone off the hook so they can't call them again. All right, so this is how we close every single deal that we talk to, and that's how I close about 80% of the people that I talk to on the very first contact. All right, so we're going to be doing the weekly Q&A sessions, like I said before, and you're also going to have a Facebook group. That's for everybody that invests live. Here's a rundown on what you're getting one more time. You see it all there. Total value $11,973, and you can go ahead and invest kennycannontraining.com/Sid, kennycannontraining.com/Sid. Now we can take any other questions they have. I ran through that quickly, but we were talking for a while, so.
And Sid, Jeff may have tried to join on the other link. Maybe that, if you saw him there. I just wanted to give him a chance to speak if he wanted to.
Okay, in the attendees.
And I gave him my link. I gave him my link on how I came in.
Okay.
So if it looked like that I came twice.
Okay. All right.
So at least Jeff knows we're trying to knock ourselves out, making sure we're trying to get him on here.
I can't make it scroll, man, but I'm trying. Hang on.
Okay. What if he raises his hand? Can you see him if he raises his hand?
But he could comment in the question box and we know it was him.
There you go, Jeff. Can you comment in the comment box? Hey, this is Jeff Robinson. And he said he raised his hand. He said he raised his hands twice.
Yeah, but okay, just make a quick comment in the question box. And then Gene's going to have to see it because I can't scroll down, but I mean.
Okay. So
what am I looking for?
I am Jeff Robinson. If someone writes that, yeah, put that in the question box.
It's Jeffrey Robinson.
Jeffrey
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, right there. There he is.
There he is.
You see him?
I see him in the question box. I just can't make it scroll in the attendees.
Oh, here he is. Here he is. What do we need to do with him? I got him.
Make him a presenter so he can.
Organizer or presenter or a panelist or whatever.
so he can speak.
Okay, let's see. How do I do that?
Unmute him right here.
Can you get him?
I'm trying. Let's see.
Well,
Hey,
I
hey
unmuted
Jeffrey,
him.
what's up, brother?
Hello.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey.
I
Do
was
we sound
just
like
figuring.
government people over here fighting to try and get them on a go-to webinar?
I know. I was just figuring you're all rednecks. I don't know.
That's right.
Laugh out loud.
Yeah,
I asked a question earlier. I'm a Yankee, so does that make me a cool dude?
Yeah.
now we know why Kenny likes him.
It's nice to meet everyone. So there were some really good questions earlier. About the product and about negative reviews. I think Scott answered the negative reviews quite well. But the best way to answer negative reviews is to respond to it positively and constructively. The worst thing to do is not respond at all, because the consumer is viewing that as, is that how you run your business? So they're going to look at what type of customer service you provide. Obviously, when responding, you would want to remove it offline as soon as possible and resolve any issues or concerns with the customer after that. So that's the best way to respond to negative reviews. I thought I would answer that question a little bit more in detail.
And Jeff, you wanted to say something too about if people wanted to go with another one of the platforms out there, Bird Eye, that it's more expensive than what I was leading on.
Well, Bird Eye, you have to commit to at least $350 per month at a minimum, and the suggested retail price for their review product is like $250 a month to the end user. So just to give an idea of what the market's bearing right now. So selling this product for $97 to $149 per month is a really good price point.
Kenny, are you going to provide that spreadsheet with the projections, the income projections, as part of the deal?
Yes. Oh, of course. Yeah.
Okay, cool. There's your answer, Sean.
If there's going to be
Kenny,
go ahead. Sorry.
Here's a great question. If they decide they want to charge, say, an attorney more than $97 a month, how are you going to communicate with your closing team what they want?
That would be all done on the onboarding form, right, Scott?
Jeff.
They could indicate that on the onboarding form. Also, they can set that expectations with the client up front. So on the onboarding, the biggest surprise to a client is the member doesn't really set the expectations of what the cost is after the trial. So customers don't like surprises.
Are they supposed to do that? I mean, when you say you'll close it, I mean, what's that mean?
Well, closing means we're fulfilling it in the onboard experience, so they use the product after the 30-day trial. But the member has to indicate, if they say something different than $97 a month, then they're going to need to let us know that up front somehow, because you don't want two different stories, because that would be a surprise to the customer.
And they just let us know, Gene. We've got a member website called giveawaymaster.com, and they can put in a trouble ticket to us to let us know and just communicate with us. I think that's one of the things that you will find after you join us, is that we bend over backwards to make sure that we're communicating with all our members to find out if there is anything that we can do to be able to help them. Wouldn't you agree with that, Kenny?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I know people are asking questions because they want to make sure and verify and stuff like that, and that's good. I think everybody should ask those kind of questions. But I'm going to tell you right now, these guys right here, if you find some miraculous mess up, it wasn't intentional, and and they'll fix it. You know what I mean? And nobody's here to get over on you or to hurt you. There, I'm telling you, man, you got some good people here that are literally, like have huge hearts, man, and give a lot. I mean, Scott's emotionally gives back to these people in this group. And
Yeah,
we got some
that's-
testimonials we're going to share with you. You're going to see. It's like heart moving. I've been anyway.
Sid, that's a very good statement because it's in our best interest to take care of the members' clients.
Well, you got to be careful, and you got to, do the sniff test a little bit, on anything you buy or anything you're looking
Right.
at or anything you're considering. And I'm, I just, I don't know. There's something very, very different about these guys. That's why I was so excited. And you'll see, it's all going to be exciting. There's something different, and there's something very, very different going on here. And I knew I was going to be a part of it. That's for sure.
Okay, a couple things I want you to clear up because a lot of people are asking the same questions. On the referral gift that you offered, and it was awesome, by the way, all you have to do is send a 15-minute video to another business owner like yourself who would be interested in this. They contact them, close them, and then you get the credit for that. Do you then give them money, or I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, here's basically how it works. You send out the 15-minute video, and Scott has a whole training on this. He did like 25 of these. You bring
Okay.
in, you send out a 15-minute video that I created, and after that video is over, you put them on my calendar, and then it's a 3-way call with me, the member, and the member's person that he sent the video to. Okay, and then I close them over the telephone for you. And then you send them your affiliate link. So everyone's going to have a Warrior Plus affiliate link that they have.
Got it.
And they get
Okay.
paid through the Warrior Plus. So we don't collect the money. We never like to collect money then give it to people. It's either split through Warrior Plus affiliate links or they collect it. That's the way
Right.
it works. So that's how the affiliate thing works.
And I'd like to mention something about that. Jeannie, I've got a good friend of mine that I had not seen for 25 years that lives in Charlotte. That I met, that I was a roommate there when I first lived there, and somehow or another we ended up running back into each other. And I explained what our business was all about. I showed him Kenny's 15-minute video, and I gave him the link to buy. And when he joined, then I got, well, as an owner, I don't get the same commission that the members do. But if that had been a member, then that would have paid that member $248.50 for bringing a friend of theirs, like my friend Glenn in Charlotte. So anyone who knows anyone who's looking for a business opportunity, if you share this with them, you get a referral fee. This is for individuals who want to come into Giveaway Masters. It's not, doesn't have anything to do with the review part of the business. So
Okay. Now I've got a real go-getter in here, and he wants to know how many times can he do this referral thing?
as many times as his little heart desires.
You hear that, Alita? I say he, might be she. I don't know.
That's she.
I'm
It is
sorry.
definitely she.
She.
30
I'm
is.
so
30 is.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyway, there
hey,
you
Ken-
go.
Hey,
Keep
Kenny.
it up.
Hey, Kenny, remember when you said, Scott, let's add this referral program, and we thought that there were going to be people who came into our program who made a lot more money off of the referral piece than, remember that?
Yeah. I mean, I took 3 calls from one guy 2 days ago. One kid in the group, he's 19 years old, I think, 18, 19 years old. He had 3 calls in one day. So you can do it as many times as you want. I mean, obviously 2 means the program's free for you. Once you get 2, it's, the $500 is back to you, but you can do it as much as you want.
Okay, Michael, I want to answer. Oh, she's forgiven me already for calling her a guy. Okay. Good. Michael, he says, so after we're getting our foot in the door with this product, then it would be an opportunity to sell something else and make additional income. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Ab-
Oh, he's got the big picture.
And well, the real big picture is that every single digital service you would like to offer, we will do for you at wholesale prices, and then you can mark it up to your clients. So you don't have to do any digital service yourself.
Am I sensing a slasher sale?
Are you talking about SEO stuff?
Yes,
they're
ma'am.
fulfillment.
I'm
They're
talking-
gonna
No
Jeannie,
way.
Jeannie, I'm
You
talking
guys,
about
you're springing this on me.
Jeannie, I'm talking about any digital service available on the planet.
remember I told you about the Google My Business? This is the people who want that.
What?
Yeah, there's plenty. Google My Business, local
Yeah.
search, site
Can
directory.
you, hey, all right, here, side question. This is important. I know she's saying, say what? Okay, can you get a Google My Business listing without a postcard?
It is, yeah, it is possible, yes.
But that's not
Our
one of
goal
yours.
It has been to become the Walmart of offline services.
Okay, then I got something to show you later, okay?
That's what
Yes,
we want.
ma'am.
We want to be able to offer everything.
I want to tell you about it. I don't want to do it. I want
You want
somebody
to
to do it. I want somebody to know how to do it and do it for me. There you
And-
go.
and another thing, while that is gelling in your brains, video marketing, press release marketing, media citations, fixing the
stop.
SSL certificate,
Yeah.
anything.
Stop.
We did fulfillment one and yeah. Yep.
Proximity marketing. Y'all know about beacons. We'll
Yep.
have a wholesale price for our members to be able to go and offer it and mark it up to be able to offer their clients. We just need you guys to get us connected to the local business, and then we'll help with every other.
Okay. Oh, I got
They're
some things.
super involved, man. It's crazy. I mean, they literally help these people. I thought it was his brother or relative or something. Why is he helping this kid
Listen,
so much?
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I got some stuff to share with you.
Guys, there's
and-
just one thing. There's one thing that I have to add because you guys are like totally geeking out on all this internet marketing stuff, and I don't understand. The Google review thing has to come first.
Yes.
There
It's
is
a door
no.
opener.
You cannot. If you come to me and you say I will have an SEO thing, I'm going to hang up on you. It has to be Google reviews first because
That makes sense.
You have to understand this. No other advertising is going to work if they have crappy
That's
reviews.
right. Yeah.
Period. And what's going to happen is you're going to do the SEO thing through us, and then they're going to say, oh, your SEO thing is terrible. It doesn't work. Well, no, your reviews are terrible. You didn't start there. Therefore, your SEO didn't work. So
Hey, I gotta share one thing. I know that we're geeking out a little bit, whatever. Dude, when Scott called me yesterday or the day before, he goes, "Man, there's just one kid. Now I'm gonna go stay with him for 30 days to make sure he gets right." I mean, tell me how many marketers you know do that.
Yeah.
He's
So
gonna sit on his couch for 30 days.
He'll stick with you forever.
I love it.
Okay, I opened this can
That's
of
what I
worms.
want to be associated with. I want to find good fun people. who do
I
that.
opened this can of worms. I'm going to close it because I don't want to get you so far off track like me. And I'm the goddess of rabbit holes. So let's get back and say that this is where we need to start, folks.
Yes.
And all this other stuff will fall into place. And I
Yes.
promise you this, you know me, some of you, for 6 years online. I'm just meeting Kenny and Scott. I've known Sid almost those whole 6 years. He's been in my home. He hangs out because I feed him good and it's peaceful here and he likes my dogs. But listen, you know me. I'm going to only give you the best. I don't throw crap at you. I've never done that. If I haven't seen it, used it, or totally believe in it one way or another like this, I would never bring it to you. Sid and I support you. We're going to hang with you. We're going to give you free training. We're going to be there for you because I didn't make a $17 course for Warrior Plus for my health. I really didn't do that. I did it because I love helping people and I wanted people to enjoy the freedom and the life that I have. The life that I have to go anywhere I want to in my RV with my sweetheart of 30 years and my dogs and enjoy things and do webinars down by the river. I want people to enjoy that. And you know I've done it, Sid.
Yeah. You do. I can. We'll do that a whole nother call. I can talk about Leon and Gene's life. I love it. I mean, it's cool.
I love my life. I love my life, and I love that I love that I can help other people with lives like that. And folks, this is so awesome that
Well, Gene, can you see how Scott would be going? Man, what we're doing is different. It's not normal. Like, you see how it is different? It really is.
And
Yeah,
one
I
thing
mean-
I'd like to add to real quick, the most exciting of all is the way that we can help all of you guys get in to see the decision makers. We've already got one plan implemented, and Jeff is working on the second. And you guys, once you join, are not going to believe how we're going to be able to get you connected to the decision makers in your local town.
Can you tell Gene or just kind of a little bit about, because I mean, we are talking about the same thing type thing.
Well,
Can we say the word or the name of it?
It's in her honor. I will say that.
in my honor. Oh, I like
Yeah,
it.
Yes.
the name of the gymnasium after you, Gene. That was
The
part of
Redneck Riviera Queen. What's it called?
Yeah.
Gene, I was on a webinar about a month ago and you didn't know because you've never heard of me before, and you blurted out the magic words. You said, I do most of my business with the Chamber of Commerce. So you
that's my
have
dude.
no idea.
Oh my
how-
gosh, I know whose webinar that was.
Yep. And you have no idea the gift that you gave all of Giveaway Masters, and I thank you. Thank you.
You are so welcome. I 6 years ago when I met Sid and 5 other really super guys I thought about writing a book called My Weekend with 5 Guys in Vegas, you know, and let everyone write one book. But,
Right? Yeah, right.
but out of that weekend, I didn't know that there was a world where people made courses and sold them. I did not know that. I simply had a local business where I was doing free webinars for the Chambers of Commerce in 3 states and SCORE and the Small Business Administration, and I was getting all my clients like that. But I had turned into a generalist, and it kind of drove me nuts. But anyway, these guys in Vegas, Sid was one of them, helped me make my first course called Success with Webinars, and it sold almost 1,000 copies at like $400 each. Do that math, and I was able to bring all kinds of people all over the country into my chamber world. So I'm glad it's not dead. I'm glad somebody's still getting benefit from that. Oh, that's so awesome. Okay.
Wait to hear how their angle they're doing it. It's sharp, but they want some of your blessings to maybe sharpen it a little bit extra.
Yep.
Oh, come get me, man. Come get me. Come on to the beach and we'll rent we'll do what Brian and Sid did. We'll rent a beach house for a weekend and we will mastermind and come out with $1 million ideas.
I'm ready to go. As soon as you want me down there, Jeannie, I got friends that live in Myrtle Beach. So
dude, I thought the girl said she was from Baton Rouge. I started talking Cajun to her, and then I realized she said she was from Baton Rouge. I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
All righty. We probably, golly, it's 10:30, guys.
Our last webinar was 4.5 hours, so
I'll never sleep. I'll never sleep tonight. And I got to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and drive my husband to Charleston for eye surgery.
Yeah,
I might as well just stay up all night. I might as well stay up all night. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So, hey, Kenny, say hello. What's up?
I'm here.
So you want to wrap her up, I guess, Kenny?
Time is hooked.
Yeah, I want to answer Alita's question really quickly. The question that she asked is typically how long does each call take to speak to a prospect if you're doing it right? And I'm going to give you a very honest answer here. Most of the calls that I make are about 3 to 5 seconds long. Most of the calls that I make are just no, bye, drop dead, kill yourself. But, you know, 1 out of every 20 calls, you get a good one, and that's probably going to take a minute or so if you're going to book an appointment. This is not something you sell over the phone. It's something that they have to see. So it's a combination of either in person or email and telephone. So usually about a minute to a minute and a half to book an appointment if the call is right and it's a decision maker. But most of the time that's not going to happen, and that's just the phone sales world. So I don't want to mislead you in any way saying every call you make is going to be. It's most of the time you're going to get hung up on. That's the life we live.
I think, Kenny, she may be asking about the prospects for the business opportunity.
Oh, okay. For the referral thing, that's usually about between 15 and 20 minutes, somewhere around there. And by the way, guys, just so you know, that is a very, very low key, easy call. It's not me bashing them over the head. It's none of that. You don't need to do
You
it.
can hear it live, right?
What's that?
Like when you make the calls, you do them live, like good, bad, or ugly. It's transparently real.
Oh yeah. We do that. But she's asking about with the referral program. It's a three-way call. You would be on it, Alita. Your prospect would be on it, and either me or Scott or both of us would be on it with you. And those calls are very, very low key and easy. It's not like high pressure or any of that. So most of it is just answering questions. Because by that time, if they get on the phone with me or Scott, they're like 90% of the way there. There's just one little hang up that they have, and usually once we find out what that is and overcome it, then they usually buy right there on the spot, or that night or whatever.
And remember, they started the process by watching Kenny's 15-minute video, which is a short, condensed version of this webinar, but it's only 15 minutes. It doesn't take them 2 hours. So they watch that. If they watch that and they agree, and then we say, hey, Kenny wants to talk to you. How would you feel about that? Well, how many people ever get to feel like the owner of the business they just watched on the video wants to talk to them? They feel special. So if they get to the point where they're willing to talk to Kenny on the phone, they're 90% done. And trust me, Kenny Cannon would like nothing more than for us to be able to book up his call calendar where he did nothing but that all day long.
Yeah, I love those calls. Most of the time I'm doing them from my boat, or like I literally was on a call with Marcus the other day, and I had a pickerel on the end of my line while I was talking to his person. I felt like an idiot. I was like kind of not listening to the guy, but he ended up buying anyway. But the bottom line, yeah, those calls are really easy to make, and it's simple. You just got to show them the video, and that's pretty much it. Alita, the other thing you said too about the 31 people, yes, you're right about that. I mean, if you make 100 to 150 calls a day, you're going to be making more money than you ever thought possible within the next 30 days.
We might give you a placard.
Okay, Kenny, I'm going to
Yes.
wrap my part of this up with a funny story for you. A couple years ago, I heard you somewhere. I don't remember what it was about, but I said, this guy is as good as Sid, if not better.
I told him.
So I bought the training for him, and I said, Sid, I bought this for you, dude. This guy is as good as you, if not better. And he never looked at it.
I never opened it. I was the guy that shelved the product. Can you believe that?
I wasted my money.
Yeah. And it was such a sweet thing to do. And she was right. I would have been super interested in it. I mean, first time I heard Kitty, I was like, hell yeah, this.
I would have to go back and see if I can find it now and dig it up.
I think we feed off each other really well.
He'd give me a free copy, and he wouldn't.
I think we feed off each other really well.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
And I think together in a room, we would be deadly.
And to have both of you guys here is just, it's making me so happy.
It's fun.
Yes, it is. So I have Filipinos waiting.
That's it for me too. So if you guys have anything else,
I got Filipinos to talk to, so I need to run.
Yeah, that's it for
me.
I
have.
What I'm here for, but
this is Jeff. I have one thing. Kenny, I love you for what you said about me. Thank you.
He is a nice guy, right? Yeah, I agree. I thought it was pretty cool.
Very nice guy.
Y'all couldn't cast a character better as the fulfillment guy than Jeff. Right?
Jeff, where are you from?
I live in Raleigh, North Carolina, but I'm originally from Connecticut, born in Boston.
I would have never believed that. I would have believed North Carolina, but.
Well, I've been here since '91.
Okay.
And I lived in Aviano, Italy for 4 years. I was in the Air Force.
Okay. You just sound like a good old boy. So, all right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I guess that's it.
We will be sending out a replay.
I can't believe this many did, but
I know.
Rock and roll. I love you, Gene. Kenny,
I love you too.
Scott, rock and roll, brother. It's so nice to meet you too, Jeff. I appreciate it.
Replays going out.
Nice to meet you guys very much.
Hey, Kat, we'll answer your questions. Don't worry, baby. We'll get you. All righty.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. It was a wonderful experience to meet all of you, and I hope I can help each one of you.
Thanks,
Thanks.
guys.
See you later, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
See ya.